Welcome to FurCast, episode 312. I am your host for this evening, Paradox the Red Wolf.
I'm your stand-in blue boy, Toll Wolf.
Very nice. Very nice.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I am your guest, Coda Winter.
And I'm your other guest, Astro.
Hi, thank you for joining us, Astro.
Talking to the mic.
Yes, talking to the microphone.
So Astro, you're going to join us for a little while, because, well, first of all, you guys are all good boys together.
Yes.
Which is, well, you guys are poly...
Yep.
Yes, triumptive.
Polyfags.
Triumptive is Toll like
Triumptive, as I like to
Triumptive.
Yes.
But anyway, you're going to join us because we'll talk about FurPoc in a little bit because you guys
Yeah.
were there. I missed FurPoc, unfortunately.
Sad.
Sad.
That you did not make it. All
Yeah.
the cuddles that would have ensued.
I didn't. And I also had a horrible week in general. I was in the hospital this week. I'll talk about that in a little bit. Yeah, so the reason Pharaoh's not joining us tonight, he is downstairs, actually, currently sanding the floor in the living room. He wanted to get ahead on that project, and he was not feeling the show, and he was like, you know what, we got enough people, so we'll just have you guys on the show. But you're blue, so it's okay.
I'm the stand-in
Stand-in.
blue boy.
Stand-in blue boy. Another couple announcements, I guess, just to get going. So next week, we're going to air at 100 UTC, not 0 UTC, because hooray, daylight savings. Woo.
Can't wait.
Can't wait for it to go away. Hopefully soon. It's on the ballot in a couple states in the U.S. to go away, so.
Really? They're wanting to remove it?
Yes.
Yeah.
What? But it...
Yeah,
I don't
and
get
the
it.
European
I don't know
Union,
how.
the European Union just voted to get rid of it as
Yeah.
well. So that's going to be happening soon. And then random, really fast story before we jump into the rest of the show. So I'm working on upgrading some stuff in the studio, including the microphones, preamps, things like that. And it's great because I already have one of the microphones that I wanted, but I tried to order a second one, and I ordered it on Reverb.com, which is kind of like eBay, but for audio gear. And I got an empty box in the mail.
Like,
so-
totally empty.
Well, no. So I ordered it, and keep in mind this is like a $2,000 order, right? So I order it, and the guy ships it, and everything's fine. And then he sends me a message and says, "Hey, UPS just contacted me and said the box is damaged, and there appear to be quote items missing." And so he goes, "Here's your refund." He gave me my money back, which is good. And he's like, "As soon as you get it, take pictures because I need it for my claim." So, of course, it needed a signature required, and I wasn't home because I work full time. So finally, I get to go to the actual UPS store, and I sign for it, and Pharaoh has to come with me because we have to show our ID and prove that we're at this address, and we go through all this shit. And finally, the guy at the UPS picks up this box and kind of has a weird look on his face, and he hands it to me. And I'm like, yeah, it's an empty box. And it was like this perfectly sealed empty box. And so I took it home, opened it up, and all the packing material was there, but there was no audio gear in there.
So did they retape the box back?
So I think it's their policy because he said that it's UPS's policy that they have to honor the delivery no matter what happens. So for all I know, they ran over it with a truck or something. Mm-hmm. But the thing that I noticed in the box, though, was that the shipping label was like typical printer paper, like A4 or 8.5 by 11, somebody printed it from their computer.
Yeah.
But then over the top of it were all the stickers that the UPS puts on top of it. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, that looks like the original shipping label. Because I feel like if UPS had their own box, it would have been one of the properly sticky labels.
The printed out ones on the sticker.
Yeah. So I don't know if this wasn't packed properly or if somebody stole it or what, but I got my money back, so
Not
okay.
really phased.
So I
That's
went
weird.
on eBay and I bought the same thing from some guy in Bulgaria, and within a day he sent me pictures of all the customs paperwork that he filled out. He shipped it out, gave me the tracking number, and I tracked it with Bulgaria Post, and it just hit customs in New York City, and now I can track it with USPS. So
Yeah. It's good.
Good.
hopefully we'll get that. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's that story. And then you guys had some stuff to talk about. You guys were at FurPoc.
Yeah, it was
I missed.
very, very interesting weekend, to say the least. For those who don't know, the attendance this year was 1,391, which is pretty good.
1,391. They used to have a cap for that con.
Yeah,
back when it was FurPoc.
1,500.
It was 1,500.
I think so.
People used to freak the fuck out about that cap. I knew people who were like, well, I would go to that con, but the cap will get filled. And I'm like, dude, first of all, you can pre-reg. And second of all, they I think they hit the cap once or twice on Sunday
Yes.
at the con.
Yeah.
And even then, if you don't reg for the con, you can still go to the hotel.
Yeah.
But I don't
You
know.
can just
people
ghost
were-
it. It's fine.
But they don't even have a cap anymore.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And the parade was 417, so that's pretty good. Like, that's a decent amount of suitors for a smaller con.
Especially since you guys weren't in the parade.
Yeah, we weren't in the parade because we were nursing our hangovers.
I avoid parades so much.
Well, we were nursing hangovers for one.
Yeah.
We had a very, very good Saturday night.
Yeah.
But sadly, the hotel, as
Yeah, I've heard. So I didn't go, but I just nonstop on Twitter. There was just all kinds of shit about how the hotel's like apparently falling the fuck apart.
Yeah.
Well, this is the second year that people have complained about how bad the hotel actually is, and that how at the time it was the Radisson before it was the Red Lion. They didn't even make improvements themselves when they had it for I think total of 3 years.
Who is it before that too?
It was the Crown Plaza before the Radisson.
It was Crown Plaza, then it was
the Radisson,
and now
it's the Red Lion Inn.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, all in the span of 4 years.
Wow.
That's happened.
Yeah.
So.
But, like, crazy things from, like, black mold in people's room. For those that don't know, black mold is the shit that can kill you if inhaled.
Yeah, so I mean, what's interesting is I always loved that hotel, the design of it. It's I love the atrium feel and the pool is in, like, the center, like, community area.
It's a great layout.
It's a great layout, but, like, they just don't...
They don't
I don't
maintain.
know. Well, they don't maintain it, and it's also... A lot of things are out of date. Like a great example is I know, shout out to Retcon, shout out to Time Suppression, shout out to Sparky. I'm trying to remember who else might be on AV there, but they've been complaining that there's no 3-phase in the ballroom.
Yeah.
A basic thing.
Yeah. So I think there's like split phase, like 240 or something. So like they can run some stuff on their rig, but it's just like little things like that the hotel somehow doesn't care about.
Mushrooms in the hallways.
In the hallways?
Yeah, growing out of the carpets.
What? Yeah. I feel like that's because they had like a massive dump of rain like earlier in the year.
Yeah,
so like
that was really bad last year.
Yeah.
And it was Hurricane Con last year because we had the hurricane when we were there.
Oh, it's funny. I remember in 2011, I think, when I was there, which was also Fur Fright, I think it was a similar thing. There was but it wasn't the hurricane over the con. It was another hurricane somewhere else that canceled a ton of flights, and people ended up being stuck there for days.
Yeah.
And it was awful. But
what's another one? Someone getting assigned the storage room instead of an actual room.
What?
Yeah, one of our friends, Nighty, like literally like got their room. They walk up to their room, they open it, and there's like 6 chairs and like a bunch of like bedding and sheets and stuff all in the room.
Oh, so you got everything you need.
Yeah.
We're like,
oh, this is great. I got all the towels in the world.
yeah, and they're like, oh, okay, and they went back down and changed their room. But
actually, speaking of towels too, they had a major shortage of towels.
yeah,
Really?
Like they came to our room
3
twice
times.
to get our towels and not leave any.
What the hell?
They didn't have enough to bring clean towels to the rooms. So they had to take all the dirty ones, wash them, and then they were going to come back with them.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, how is this possible? You're a hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's the most basic
Yeah.
thing to have fucking towels.
So it can't be a con without something nasty. So we had this incident where my friend TJ happened to witness.
Shout out to TJ. He's out in the,
He's out
lounge.
in the green room.
He's in the lounge, yeah.
We happened to witness someone copying a BJ in the spa, and then the person giving the BJ, after fulfilling his need, decides to spit, and I mean spit, the load into the water. Nonchalantly, non-phased, no one reacted. I was just like, oh, yep.
And you continue to stay in
And
said
they
hot
continue
tub.
to stay in the stewing mass of grossness.
So just don't go in the hot tub then.
Yeah, this is
Never.
why I don't do hot tubs at cons.
Can I just say that I feel so bad for the shit that FurPoc puts up with though, because I think it's a great con.
Oh yeah.
And I actually miss that con. I just haven't been because it's so close to MFF. But it's like, man, it's such a community feel, and it's always felt for me, you go to MFF and AC and they're all event-based and it's big and there's a fuck ton of people, whereas these cons always felt much more cultural. You feel a lot more of like the original, like the feeling you get when you first find furry. That's the way everybody, and everybody wants to be your friend at those cons and the room parties and everything. I don't know, it's just...
It very, very much is. Like, just to prove how accepting, like, FurPoc is of people, like, we were running around in pup gear. We're hanging out the outside of the con, the chair of the con itself comes up and is like, hey, he's like we appreciate like you being into this. We have no problem with it.
Right.
But our only issue is that we can see your zipper. And I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, my zipper? As in, like, to do up my thing. And he's like, yeah. He's like, is it possible for you to put shorts on or something over the top so it's a little less, like, raunchy,
I just want to remind everybody that blue jeans generally have zippers in the front, but okay.
Yeah,
Just saying.
I'm aware.
Just saying.
I know.
But it's not fetish gear.
Oh, that's, yeah,
Yeah.
Blue
But-
jeans are not my fetish.
Yeah, no, and like they were just like, if you can put on some pants, we're more than happy to let you run around in your gear. And I was like, I have no problem with that. Like, I understand that there are people here who aren't very open to that. But
You know, a lot of times it's the venue actually.
Yeah.
Like I remember one time at AC, I had no shirt on for a while at the dance, and I went through the Westin, and somebody actually came up to me and was like, I don't remember, I don't think it was a door side, but I think it was somebody from the hotel came up to me and was like, hey, like, just so you know, you either have to like put tape over your nipples or like put a shirt on. He's like, it's like a hotel rule, and he's like, I don't care, but the hotel cares, and I'm like, all right. I'm like, you were nice about it, no problem.
Yeah.
no worries.
if you're polite to
Yeah.
them, like, I have no issue with keeping up with your standards, but that's
Yeah.
fine.
So
Yeah. And I do, I want to give props to the AV team because this was probably the best year I've seen out of a setup in the main events room.
Shout out to my friend Retcon for that.
Yeah.
He's and Sparky. Sparky's a good
Yeah,
boy.
both amazing, absolutely amazing year this year. The lights, the sound,
Everything was
Very
really well done
impressed.
this
So
year.
Yeah.
Rhett spends a lot of time planning the lighting in the venue, and I
Yeah.
mean he's
Yes.
got like 3D models of the whole thing, and Rhett is he's been on the show a couple times. He's really into
Yeah.
all of that stuff. He
Yeah.
came all the way down from Ottawa, so he went from Ottawa to I think DC because the rental company was in DC, and then they had to drive up. I don't remember if they had to go to New York City or through New York City, but I remember the one year they did, and then they went all the way to the con for all the gear. So
wow.
That's crazy.
yeah,
That's quite the drive for equipment.
Yeah.
That's a little bit.
not totally unique. I think MFF one year, all the gear came from California.
They did, and they done the trek up. That
Yeah,
was
it just
crazy.
depends on what the con wants to use for
Yep.
rental and everything. But
Yeah.
And who they can get the like stuff from.
well, and some of these cons are so big too. Like you look at AC and MFF, they like even the one like AC. I happen to know because I'm on AV for AC. Even though the con theoretically rents from one company, that company then cross-rents a lot of the gear. So, for instance, like
Yeah.
the projector screens come from one company, the lighting comes from one company, and the sound stuff is like partially owned by the main AV vendor, and so it, turns into this whole thing. But
Yeah.
but yeah.
And we'll throw over to Astro now so he can talk about this.
Oh yeah. You were a good boy. You DJ'd and stuff.
Yeah.
How did that go?
Went pretty good. First time, was super nervous, and I happened to pull it off.
And then you happen to pull off your first one, and then the next day we get a text saying, hey, we have someone drop out, and they were like, hey, can you fill in? So how was that? Like having to do two sets
really? You had to do
Yeah,
two?
yeah, an impromptu
Yeah.
set on Saturday night, right
like
right in the
5
middle of
hours
it.
out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So with that, what happened is as soon as I got the text, we were at the Cromwell Diner when that happened. We got the text, basically went back to the hotel room, and for like 6 to 7 hours, we just like crammed, and I just tried to make basically in a way like take my first original DJ set and just like transform it enough so it's different. And then also had like a lot of like improv songs. and
So I
stuff.
gotta ask, how's the Cromwell Diner doing? Because we've had a bad past with them. Like I
Really?
remember, yeah. So the one year, I think it was 2011 or 2012 or something. They actually banned us. Like I think some people went in there and they were too rowdy or something, and the Cromwell Diner was like, nope. Like if you had a badge on, they would deny you.
No,
and
we have had we've been going there for the past 3 years, specifically on Mondays, and we've never had a problem. The only thing they ask is that you don't split the bill.
really,
That's the only thing they don't want you to do. So if you're at a table, it's one bill.
what the hell is their point of sale system from like the 80s or something?
I have no idea, but aside from that, their food's great.
Their
service has
their
been
chicken
really
pot
good.
pie is so good.
Yes, Toll liked it.
Their chicken
Yeah.
pot pie is
You get-
like, oh,
Oh, yeah.
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 Which was the other one we went to?
J. Timothy's.
Yes.
Yes.
That pot pie was the best pot pie I've ever had in my life.
Oh, really?
Holy crap.
Yeah, so I specifically, when Toll said he hadn't had good wings or anything, I said, well, when we go to FurPoc, J. Timothy's has the best wings that I've ever had ever. So we bring him, and he's like, I'm going to hate him right off the bat. He had a negative attitude the whole time. Lo and behold, he didn't like him.
Yeah.
He was like,
I'm very picky.
You are. And but he had gotten the pot pie, and I do have to agree, that was probably the best I've had in a long time.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
So one thing we can talk about real quick. So speaking of food and eating things, I was in the hospital this week. So it was Wednesday night. And I was just living a normal life, went to the bathroom, got in the shower, and all of a sudden, in like my like kind of abdomen area, I just started getting this like searing pain. And I thought maybe, you have, sometimes you get gas or something and your stomach hurts a little bit, but this was like, I was like keeled over. So I stumbled out of the shower and I was lying in my bed just like shaking, and so I was on.
Did you get like the sweats or anything?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was like shivering and everything. So I started talking to a few of my friends on my phone, like, guys, what do I do? And so I was real careful about how I moved and everything. So I was trying to determine like what do I do? And finally, it's like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. And so of course here, what am I doing? I'm looking up things on my phone. I'm on WebMD, which is horrifying. Typical shit.
Self-diagnosing.
Yes, which is awful for any. Everybody knows that. But anyway, so I had my parents on speed dial, but I ended up not doing that. And then so I somehow fell asleep. And in the morning, there was less pain, but it was right over my appendix, like in that area to the like bottom right. And so I was like, So I called my parents and I was like, guys, I need to go to the hospital. And so they came and picked me up, went to a medical center, typical pain in the ass hospital stuff, deal with all that. Got in there, they did a CT scan on me, and they said it wasn't my appendix, but my whole gut is all inflamed around that area. And so I got transferred to another hospital, apparently with a free ambulance ride, which is interesting. Wasn't allowed to eat or anything. They kept me overnight. They put a fuck ton of antibiotics in me, and all of a sudden I was fine. But they want me to follow up with GI, and being honest, I've kind of had weird digestion issues my whole life, so it might be about time to get some answers, because I've had, I don't know, I might have Crohn's or something like that, but not really sure. But we'll find out. But I'm doing better now, so that's...
But at the same time, you're also being the good boy that you are, had to deliver your eBay...
Oh,
sale?
yes. So I sold a camera lens on eBay. So my mother picks me up, and we're going to the medical center, and I'm like, Mom, just an FYI, we got to go to the post office first. And she's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. So I like limp out of the car into the post office, drop the box off, limp back into the car, and then it was okay overall. I didn't have my phone charger, which sucked. So I watched a lot of TV, watched a lot of
daytime TV
TV, which is something I forgot existed. And but yeah, and it's one of those things where whenever I'm in a hospital, I always have to appreciate the people who spend huge sections of their life in hospitals. I just can't even imagine. And I'm sitting there, I can barely handle the cold IV going into my arm, and I'm shivering and everything. So for me, it was just so that'll be a lovely so then finally I had to wait like 6 hours to get freaking discharge or whatever. Everything was so slow. But they finally let me eat. So they were like, oh, you can order soup from our kitchen or whatever, or burgers, and they had all kinds of food. So I ordered chicken noodles, free, in quotes.
Yeah, quote unquote.
Free with your $600 a night stay in the hospital. Welcome to America. Anyway, so I got their soup, and it was the most delicious thing I've ever tasted in my entire life. Like, I was like giggling the whole time that I was eating this soup.
It could have probably been anything, and you would have just been savoring it at that point.
And I was starving. And the whole time I was in the hospital, I was like, I want pizza. Oh, by the way, here's a picture of me in the medical center. And this whole time throughout the tweet, I was like, I want pizza, and then I finally got pizza. So, yeah. So that was my pain in the ass week.
Yeah. I've only got so many days here before I leave the country, and I don't want to leave.
You're such a good boy.
No, don't leave. No, it's literally 4 weeks.
4 weeks?
Yeah,
4 weeks.
It's the day after MFF is over.
Yep.
So I get to see it at MFF at
Yes,
least.
you will see me for MFF, and then I'm out of this country for 3 months at least.
Yeah.
Because stupid visas. But I'll be back after that. But it's sad. Like, I've had such a good time again this time around, and like catching up with so many people. And I love coming over. I just wish your country would be a little more lax on the amount of time I have to leave this country.
That's so dumb. I'm sorry you had to deal with that.
Yeah.
But hey, you'll be back, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be back.
As soon as your visa thing renews and everything, and you'll be back. That's good. So you'll finally get to go. I was joking earlier. You always say, "Oh, back home in Sydney," and I'm like, "You're in Sydney for like a week out of the year most of the time."
yeah, but I'll be back for 3 months, so that's shitty, but good. Because it means I can get work done and do stuff. And
You are such a traveling doggo.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's what I do.
A couple people in the chat room, by the way, are commenting on the pizza that I showed. So yeah, this is a location that's near my parents' house, which is about like 20 minutes away from here, called Edie's, and that is what actual proper New York pizza looks like.
You keep trying to take me there, and then we never go.
It is so good. Like the pepperonis are like these cups of grease.
Yes.
Like,
I was just gonna say that looks the way it should look.
yeah,
That's
that's
so good.
it is so good. It's my favorite pizza place, Edie's Pizza in Hamburg, New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, you keep telling me how good it is, and yet whenever we need to go, we don't go.
Well, I'll be going to lots of cons, and we'll be seeing you around, so we'll plan stuff. Unless I get hit with huge medical bills, but who knows?
Yeah.
That's the thing that sucks. Like, so the thing that sucks about America, people say, "Oh, American healthcare is expensive." No, the problem with American healthcare is it's inconsistently expensive.
Yep.
Like, for instance, my insurance might cover all of what happened to me, or they might cover 90% of what happened to me, or they might cover
2%.
They might cover $2,000 of the $5,000. I really don't know what's gonna happen. So, but the last time I went to that hospital, though, it took them like 6 months to even send me the bill for it. So, hopefully, it won't be
So I
much.
sent you a picture. We did the falls today in pup gear.
Oh, really?
In pup.
Let me pull it up for you.
So,
I'll just get that going.
since
There we go.
Astro had never seen the falls before, it was a fun experience. We got a couple of funny looks. They took off their hoods, and then I continued to wear it for the rest of the time we were at the falls. And people,
lots of questions.
yes,
Yeah.
I had people like, "Oh, where'd you get that cute mask?" And like all these random questions. It was so funny. I was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was good to take Astro to the falls since he'd never done the Niagara side of it.
He's never been to any of it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was really cool.
Yeah.
Really quiet and calm.
Yeah, it's surprising how quiet it is. You'd think you'd hear the rapids a lot more, but
It also depends on the time of year, I think, and it depends on temperature and a lot of stuff like that. But
yeah. I feel like in winter it's a lot louder.
Yeah, I've got on my Flickr, I've got a couple pictures of when we went to the falls with a bunch of Toronto furs, and oh, thanks Flickr for the ad. But yeah, we went to and it was soaking wet like the whole time. We were just getting.
It was raining, or
Well, the problem with Niagara Falls is that when you're at the falls, it basically is raining everywhere.
yeah.
Oh, I loved this. His
Such a good
tail in this
picture.
picture perfectly selected the hot dog right there in that guy's hand. But yeah, no, we had a good time at the falls there. Niagara Falls is like, what, 40 minutes away, I think? Oh, no, we have Pride.
but from us it's about 15, but yeah, about 40 minutes altogether.
Yeah. Oh, lots of good memories. Yeah, I'm, speaking of Flickr, I have to deal with that whole bullshit.
Yeah.
Flickr, for those who don't know, Flickr has decided that you can only upload 1,000 photos with a basic account, and I have 1,090 photos on my Flickr.
So they're going to start deleting them. That's
Yep.
what they've said.
They're going to
What?
start deleting, in a couple months. So I'm trying to
they're-
decide whether I want to pay
hacking
for
you?
it or whether I want to move to another service. Because here's the deal. I like Flickr. I don't mind spending money. But the fact that they're making this move tells me that Flickr's on their way out.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I want to pay for a service that's potentially going to be gone in like a year or two.
Yeah.
Because what's the point of paying for it for them to then go, oh, Flickr, we're going to shut it down.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, so I don't know if I want to move over to 500 pics or if I want to, I haven't decided yet. Or maybe host my own thing. And even Google Photos. Like people are like, oh, I use Google. But the thing is, like Google, man, I don't trust them. Like Google got rid of Google Reader. When I use that, they're getting rid of Google Plus. Like Google randomly just shuts shit down. And it's like,
With no warning.
with no warning. So the last thing I want to do is upload all my photos and then have Google go, oh, we're going to shut down Google Photos. Or you know, move it into some other service, you know, because Google has like 10 messaging services.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. So
I'm waiting for Google to get their hands on Telegram.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, they've been looking at it because they see the potential in it. Because they're like, oh,
because Google already has. Let me see how many. Let's think of how many Google apps they have. They had GChat, which got merged into Hangouts. They had Google Voice, which is partially merged into Hangouts.
Yeah.
Then they separated Hangouts. Then they had Allo.
Yeah.
Then they have Google Messenger.
Yeah.
Then they have. What's the other one? I'm trying to think.
I can't remember.
There's Duo.
Yes.
There's Duo, which
Duo's the
is
new one.
separate from Allo.
Yep.
Then there's some other one. I'm trying to remember what it was. But anyway. And I mean, I pay for G Suite for like my Gmail, and I don't mind that because they're not going to get rid of that.
Yeah.
But some of the other things.
They've been looking at it because they understand the encryption level and the potential behind like why people are using it, and they're like, oh, if we get our hands on this, they have a potential chat system.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't want them to. I like Telegram how it is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like they're going to do what they're going to do.
Because Telegram's crypto is pretty shit, so I'm not really sure. Not only that, but Google. I don't know. It's kind of.
It would be interesting to see how that went.
I think it's. I don't know. It's going to depend on your threat model, but I don't know. Something interesting to think about. Yeah. Anyway, so before we jump into the roundup, or actually, well, I guess we can sort of count this as the roundup.
Yeah.
So I'll just get stuff ready for that. We should talk about Blaze Fusky. Shout out to Blaze Fusky. Yes. For those who don't know, Blaze Fusky passed away. I don't know the exact details of it, but Blaze Fusky was one of the nicest people to me. Like, I went through my logs with Blaze before I met Blaze at MFF, and it was literally nothing but Blaze saying, like, you're a really good friend for me. I'm always going to be there for you. And me being like, holy crap, thank you, Blaze. And like, oh my God, I was crying reading it the other day. But I do now I don't know the details of the death or any of that stuff. But I do have a message from Blaze's parents, which I'll show. This will be the first thing in the roundup. And it says, thank you to all the kind words and condolences about Kirk. It means the world to our family to see how much he was loved. We are still sorting everything out right now, taking it one step at a time. But please know we are working to see if we can do some sort of service or way to honor Kirk, both in Indiana as well as the Orlando area. We know that he has lots of friends everywhere. I will figure out how to pin a post to Kirk's account, and we'll update everyone on plans as we know more. In the meantime, many people have expressed the need to do something. If there's one thing Kirk would have wanted, it would be to go out and vote. If you knew Kirk, he was passionate about politics, so for him, please vote. We will post more details once we have all of them worked out. Thank you all. So
yeah, there was so much like outpouring on Twitter about like his passing away, and like it's sad that we haven't actually had any details. If someone does know, please don't be afraid to like email into us and let us know if you know. Just for some closure for people, because like we care, like we want to know.
And if anybody's wondering why the name Blaze Fusky might sound familiar to you, even if you haven't met him, I'm going to play our Patreon shoutouts really quick. Support for FurCast comes from Patreon users, including Blaze Fusky, Shaman, the Photon. Blaze was the first person in our shoutouts, and I would like to let you guys know that Blaze is forever, always going to be in our Patreon shoutouts.
Yes.
Like straight up. I gotta log into Patreon. I'm gonna
infinite member.
I'm gonna delete his account from our patrons so that I don't know, the payment will probably decline anyway, I would assume. But I'm gonna just refund the payment money to his account, and Blaze will forever be in our shoutouts as I don't know, we might move him from the beginning to the end or something, and we'll do like a special thanks or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, just shout out to Blaze and Blaze's family and Blaze's friends. Super nice person, and it's really tragic that he passed away.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget you, Blaze.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never got to meet him.
He was always a fan of the show and always wanted to be on FurCast too.
And the only reason I know of him is because of the shoutouts. Yeah. That's the only way I knew. And we were actually in the elevator at FurPoc when we saw the news coming across Twitter, and we were like, "Wow, wonder what happened."
Yeah.
So it was sad to hear, especially for somebody that didn't know him. It's still sad to see a fellow Fur go.
Yeah, but well, hopefully, like I said, anybody has any details, let us know. We'll try to keep you guys updated on that as well. So, all right. Well, with that news out of the way, we'll jump into the rest of the roundup. Also, I want to mention our Patreon shoutouts are not updated this week for that change, but next week when we update them, we'll make that change. So. So for the rest of the roundup, the next thing in the roundup was me in the hospital, so let's just leave that there. The next thing, so SciShow, great YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to it, I do recommend it. They did an episode on where werewolf myths come from.
It's Halloween this week, so we're bringing the science to the supernatural. And this episode is all about our favorite furry frights. Werewolves. Werewolf stories date back to at least the ancient Greeks.
And they do a great episode on it. I highly recommend checking that out. SciShow's a pretty awesome YouTube channel as well. Next thing, you guys might remember we talked about this. The stolen inflatable colon. A bunch of you guys sent this to us, and I guess the Kansas City police have updated. They found it again, so...
It has been returned.
It has been returned, apparently.
Resected, I would say.
Yeah, something like that. Next thing, just an update. We featured this game a while ago on the show. I just want to let you guys know they are still working on it. Shades of Elysium. You can support them on Patreon. They are in pre-alpha stages right now. They also put out some tweets about it. And Shades of Elysium is starting to look really, really good. And really, they take you through some of the changes they made to the game. And I guess there's a storage inventory now. You can also... buy things at the bar, which is pretty cool. And so there's a lot of those changes. But yeah, Shades of Elysium, awesome kind of furry, most pornographic game, and it's fun.
Yeah. Furry Second Life.
It is. If Second Life could be
a real game,
or a better game, yeah. But I think Shades of Elysium is, of all the games, and we've talked about a ton of, because there's probably like 3 or 4 different furry games. I love that end thing. Try to wake him up, ignore the guy. But there's like 3 or 4 furry games that we kind of previewed and talked about on the show, including Furry Science and Yifalicious and all those games. And Shades of Elysium was our favorite. The art style is just incredible, and it was the most well developed, and the controls were the best, and so we really liked it. So shout out to those guys for continuing to work on that.
Hopefully the end product turns out to be something amazing.
Yeah, hopefully. Next, BoJack renewed for season 6.
Yes.
Heck yeah. So shout out to that. That was from Hollywood Reporter there. Next thing, somebody sent me this. I guess a lot of people knew about it already, but there was some documentary about radioactive wolves of Chernobyl.
When disaster struck the nuclear power plant in 1986, almost 500,000 people were displaced.
And it's a documentary about how the scientists are studying the wolves who still live in Chernobyl, who are, of course, radioactive.
And 3 times the normal size of a wolf.
Really?
Yes, they are very, very big. They are...
I am going to add this to my watch later list right now.
Yes, they of course, being radioactive means they have increased in size, as most radiogenetically altered animals tend to do. Godzilla.
Yeah. Wow.
So, yeah.
That's funny. So another piece of news. This is from news right near us. Channel 2 NBC News is local. It's literally like a 10-minute drive from my house, their studio. They did a story on Florida man accused of throwing sex toy on field during a Buffalo Bills game. Buffalo Bills is our local sports team. They suck. Anyway, but some person apparently was throwing stuff there. Next thing in the roundup, shout out to my friend Soto. He has helped us a ton with, you guys know how our other show, we do the Bit Perfect streaming stuff. We stream FLAC. He wrote that software. And he has done some really cool stuff. He's going to be at MFF as well. I can't wait to hang out with him. Where he now runs a company called LHI Audio, and they have released a digital synthesizer VST plugin called Cadmium. And it is pretty damn awesome. A lot of his music as well is all based on Cadmium stuff. He's got some interesting samples and stuff. And apparently someone named Deadmau5, never heard of him, might be using the synth on some new albums that are coming out as well. Really, really cool stuff. But yeah, so... For anybody involved in music production, you might want to check it out. You can download the trial. It has a nag screen. There is no DRM as well, and it is pretty damn awesome. So, yeah, check it out. Cadmium. You can get that at lhiaudio.com. Next thing in the roundup, you guys might know Linus Tech Tips. It's probably my favorite YouTube channel. I watch them all the time. And on their WAN show, which is their like live news show, somebody did one of the YouTube live super chat things and asked them this question.
All right, let's do a few super chats. Derry says, "Bork, bork, I'm a dog. What would your persona be if you were a furry?" I'd be a goat.
Speechless.
I don't. A wolf?
A wolf.
A bear?
Oh, careful.
Oh.
Unkerp101 says, "Love the content. Keep it up, man."
And that was that. So
Lol.
there you go. Apparently,
great.
Linus from Linus Digest would be a goat. Next, I just wanted to shout this out. Polar the Lion on YouTube did a great video on YouTube showing Infernity, and some of the suits that are in Infernity are really, really fucking good.
And really, really cute.
Yeah, they
And
are.
really, really cute. So you guys should totally check out his YouTube channel and also all the videos because Infernity looked awesome. I don't know what it is about this region, but like they have some really good suit creators in this region and they're awesome. So
That's a really cute noodle dragon.
Yeah, it is.
it is. They're so cute. And also I gotta say, in the beginning there was a couple shots of these guys. I believe his name is Elu and these guys, and they were posting stuff on Twitter, and I retweeted a lot of it because they are really, really hot. So just saying.
It's those angry eyes, buddy.
Something like that. Ooh, werewolves. Anyway, and lastly in the roundup, this is really dumb, but somebody wrote some Python, which is a deep neural network that can decensor hentai.
What?
I don't know, but it's on GitHub.
As in, it removes the barring.
Yep.
But is it specifically like a color? Or does it like...
I don't know, but it...
I feel like I'm going to have to test this to see how accurate it is.
The name of it is
Discoloring
the
any
best.
size, any
Deep
color.
Cream. It's Deep Cream PY on GitHub if anybody's
Deep
interested.
cream pie.
Deep
So-
cream pie.
Okay.
Priceless.
Just ridiculous. So thank you, internet, for that. And just in case you needed to decensor some hentai. What the fuck? So, all right. So next thing, what do we want to do? Do you guys want to do a break and then jump into some news, or do you want to just jump into news?
What are you wanting to do?
I don't know. I'm looking at news, and unfortunately, all we really have is stupid stuff.
Yeah, we don't really have a
I
lot.
couldn't find... There's nothing interesting in the news. I looked in general news, and I was like, the world's pretty boring this week.
Yeah, and like especially current events like politics. That's just hard. It's
I'm staying away from
Yep,
politics.
yeah, same.
Like, yes, it's voting season now. Like, it's
Yep,
just starting.
I have done my research on that, and I
Yep.
plan to vote, and that's it. I'm done. I'm good.
So
on...
I've never actually asked you where you sit, like right, left.
Really?
Yeah,
Do you really think you need to ask me that?
I would say you're right.
In the middle.
Oh, come on. Nice. I am leftist as fuck,
Yeah,
and I would assume that
I feel like if I lived in this country, I would be definitely.
you'd kind of have to be leftist as fuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's also confusing too because I watch a lot of videos about, for some reason, Australian politics, and in Australia the Liberals are the right wing.
Yes.
And then the Labor is the left wing, which
Correct.
is interesting. But yeah, no.
Whereas
no.
you guys is flipped.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah. No, I'm leftist as fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see
I think
how
we
it-
should take a break and let me go pee. I've been needing to pee.
Needing to
So,
pee,
Yes. Yes.
Time for more to drink too.
Yes.
So
Yes.
All right, sounds good. All right, well, you guys are listening to FurCast on XBN. We will be back after a quick music break, and then we'll see you guys for some stupid news.
You're listening to FurCast.
Support for FurCast comes from Patreon users, including Blaze Fusky, Shaman the Photon Wizard, Fayun, Oliver Fox, Energize the Wolf, Sweetie Darling, Midnight Plasma, Parafen, Jake the Husky, Anu Fox, Riley Lewiski, Binary Pause, Fireline Coyote, Code Yax, Loop, Tukiri, Dusky the Owlgriff, Lieutenant Fox, Doxy, Arceus the Tiny Tiger, Legalize a Woo, Mayru Snowmew, Jeb with an uppercase E and lowercase L, D Otter, Ski Sharp, Nether Lynx, Josh the Kazoo, Frost Woolgon, Wup, Adrian the Husky, Taru the Yellow-Nosed Doggo, Archon the Four-Eyed Dragon, Leon Wolfhart, Jax the Husky, Gwen the Bat, aka Deep Moan, Decibel Fox, Zoopy Zoe the Oreo Tiggy, Vertical Feline, Fuzzy the Fox, Crazy Wolf, A Certain Horse, and Gaia Wellen.
Additional support come from social media. Twitter users, Commander Wolf 3, Alpha Were Fox, Magic 7 Wolf, Kazro Fox, XSS Fox, Dark Wolf Beats 14, Drop Table Foxes, Dapper Panther, Jesse A. Carver, Cyrus L, Mike Chrome Fox, Malactus on Twitter, @Virtual Fox, Zelig on Twitter, @Stealthy Dragon, 12 on Twitter, @The Lion Thing, Shua on Twitter, @Pulsing Panther, Kota Winter on Twitter, @Dakota Wolf 12. And from YouTube channels, hi you Martin.
Additional support for FurCast comes from Devin D. Parlett in the Furry Hockey League @furryhockeyleague.com, Macro Wolf @macrowolf.com, Shisha Sheppy, who's a good boy, record not found in table Foxes with primary key Dark Fox DK, Harry Who Ink Pen Mouse @harrywho.com. Please stay out of the designated tar seating on public transport. This is a public service announcement by the Quadruped Care Foundation and Nadia Mayer. Silver Moonshine, Fursuit Maker, and future pup you fur. Patty, who says what Socks says is true. Socks, who says what Patty says is not true. Nectris the Coy Dog Rogue, furry tabletop enthusiast since 2009. Saucy Fox, who says, I'm trash. Raccoons, HMU. Fishmeister Cod, still not a furry since February 2011. Sorcerer Dale, the Kilted Dragon. Find me on Telegram @Sorcerer Dale. Fisk_McTaggart, on FA, will draw for food. Spurrigs, still working on muzzles since 2015. Cody's Customs, specializing in gas and diesel truck builds. Max Shepard, who says, fluffy Norwegian hugs to everyone. Little Sunshine, and Scootaloo with the unofficial XBN Xbox app at patreon.com/horseapps. FurCast's #1 Wimpy fan, Tyler the Wesky. Chris Dale, on FA, specializing in Toonie art. I'm a couch, and you can too. Find out more on Twitter @SignAtar. The Church of Issoir, worshipping lynx since the year Tuft. X the Fox, the real blue fox. Deal with it. Kumo, wishing everyone a colon-3 day. To Bunny Boy, who says at Paradox, bunnies are friends, not food. Super Dwarf with anthrolinks.net. Skycorp, creating transformative technologies for mature audiences at skycorp.global. Zoopy Zoe, supporting Tim Tam Anonymous meetings. Disc Cookie, creating procedural beat maps for VR rhythm games. Kranos, who says circles are rubbish. Meds the Fox, and Mississippi Anthropomorphics, like our Facebook page at facebook.com/msanthro. Techwin, TC Fox, and Kaiwana of the Infosec Den in Wellington, New Zealand. Sylvan Scott on Fur Affinity with macro, micro, and hyper fiction stories. Shadowclaw Studios, check out our Facebook page for links to our gaming streams. The Feline Support Alliance, or simply better. Come on. You can't tell me you don't want to cuddle right now. Come on, just a nice cuddle. Come on, come on. I'm a cat. Come on, you don't want to cuddle from a cat? What are you, inhuman? Shacket Airlines, we still and always will land on our feet. Silver Gatomon at patreon.com/Silver Gatomon. And Cheetah Paws for a daily dose of bulgy arts. Support him at patreon.com/Cheetah Paws.
Support for FurCast comes from Patreon, PayPal, Bitcoin, and from listeners like you. To become a patron and learn more about supporting FurCast, visit furcast.fm/donate.
This is XBN.
This is the Zana Broadcasting Network.
Man, I am ready. Are y'all ready to get down? Boy, I cannot wait to blow my horn in here tonight. Come on, y'all, let's get on this train. This train is ready to roll. We got to get out of here. Get down and blow. Wait a minute, wait.
Always remember where one is.
Was Where the One Is by Art of Tones. I really love that one. Coming up next, some Goldfrapp stuff. We'll probably be back after that. Enjoy. Welcome back to FurCast. That was Ooh La La by Goldfrapp. Hope you guys are enjoying all that stuff, and all of the mics are back on.
Hello.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Hello.
That's a great track.
It is such a good track. So was the one before that, Art of the Tones. Like some of their stuff on, I've seen it on Beatport, and it's just like, it's got like that like 80s groove. Like I feel like it could be used for like a car chase or something.
Yep.
Yeah. Good. It's I classify that as like Louisiana like rock. Like
Louisiana rock.
Yeah.
That's an interesting style.
Well, because it's like the jazzy kind of feel, but a little bit more upbeat and a little less like mono. So,
okay,
that's what I would classify it as.
I can see that.
If you've ever been to Louisiana, you would definitely understand what I'm saying.
So in the background of like while you're talking, I can like hear the sander downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
Pharaoh's going to town down there.
He's going to town on the floor downstairs. Yeah. Like, so my parents started remodeling their house and started redoing like some of their floor, and I told Pharaoh about it, and Pharaoh has just like suddenly decided like, I'm going all in, and so he's remodeling the floor. So hey, good for him, and the living room will look great.
They're looking really good actually down there. So just the sanding alone.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Also, shout out to TJ. I don't know if he's listening, if he's out in the lounge. I don't think he's out in the lounge.
Back yet.
But shout out to TJ for buying me a Mountain Dew Voltage. I fucking love Mountain Dew Voltage, so yeah. It's just funny. I was just thinking that the contrast level on the cameras changes when you vape.
Yes.
Hold on, wait.
So if you just vape in the...
Vape right in front of me.
Right, vape. So
it's like, I don't know where to color.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just mentioned like the contrast changing for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, so we can start with an article. I can start with one really fast if you guys want me to.
Sure.
And then you guys can maybe pick one that you want to read. All right. So let me get that stuff ready. Here we go. Man uses blowtorch to kill spiders and sets his parents' home on fire.
Appropriate response to
This
it.
is completely appropriate. Like, why is this even news?
This shouldn't be news.
It shouldn't be news, but I deemed it worthy because it's true.
Fresno, California. Disclaimer, don't do this at home. Why would they say that?
I don't know.
This is literally what you're supposed to do.
When you see spiders in your house, this is what you do.
I don't understand. The Fresno Fire Department said a man who was house sitting for his parents set his home on fire after he used a blowtorch to kill black widows. Yes, you read that right. Thankfully, firefighters say no one was injured in the fire, and the man who initially called them made it out safely. Well, that's really good. The house fire happened Tuesday night at home in a Woodward Lake housing development. Fire crews say there was damage to the second story of the home and the attic. 29 firefighters responded to the 2-alarm fire and were able to pull it out. Well, first of all respect to those firefighters who helped the house last as much as it could, considering he had to kill the spider.
Yep.
So I think, that's really great. Sometimes I think maybe, call the fire department first, let them know.
You're about to set the house
but if
on
you don't have
fire?
time and the spider's coming at you, just out and burn the house. Firefighters will come afterwards,
Yeah.
Although exact cause has not been determined, fire crews believe the blowtorch is to blame. Well, obviously the spider is the cause.
Yes, the spider's the cause of all of it.
Jesus Christ.
Blame the spider.
Yep.
Yep.
It's not their fault. So
that's good. Luckily, we haven't found any spiders in this house, so we don't have to get a new studio yet.
Yes.
We don't need to burn down the new studio.
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
All right, so I've got one.
Oops, wait. Hold on. There you go.
Woman who had sex with 20 ghosts. Yes. And is now engaged to a spirit.
How?
I still want to know how she had sex with one of them.
Hopefully she doesn't get ghosted.
Where's the
Where's the bell?
Where's the bell?
It's over there.
It's over there.
bell.
Shit, get it.
There we
There we
go.
go. We're good. Okay, that's good. Yeah, put the bell in the middle. So, okay, first of all, there's a part of me that wants to say, good for her.
Yeah.
But then there's another part of me that just, feels really sad. Because, I know what it's like to be, wanting snugs or something, and you're like, oh, I wish somebody was here, and you're, thinking about somebody you love or something. But this woman's just oh, no, straight up, that's it. That's it for me.
But they're there. If they're ghosts, they're always there.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
And she's engaged to one of them.
Yeah. A British woman who
I
claimed...
just want to point out that in some areas of the world, you can, barely get engaged to a person that you want to.
Let alone...
Yeah.
Some countries you can marry a pillow. But hey.
But can't marry someone of the same gender or someone of, or multiple people, but
Yep.
you can get engaged to a ghost, apparently.
Yes.
Well, to be fair, that engaging isn't a legal thing.
I think you can get engaged to 2 people at once, but you can only marry one.
Yeah.
I think that's how it works.
Until that changes, hopefully someday.
Yes. A British woman who claims she had slept with at least 20 ghosts says she's now engaged to a poltergeist.
Wow, what a fucking what a ghostly. What's a word for that?
Yeah.
You're a slut, but you're not.
Well, she could be a polterphile. Polterphile?
That's a stretch.
What? What? Wait. Okay.
Well, poltergeist.
I get it. Yeah, I know, but what the fuck? I'm just trying to think.
She has polterphilia?
But she's basically just masturbating a lot.
Yeah, pretty much. But if she believes that there is some lovely gentleman ghost touching her hoo-ha...
I'm fucking envious of this. I want...
That level of commitment?
I want that that level of commitment. What if she just randomly comes out sad someday and be like, my ghost husband broke up with me.
He just disappeared.
He just... Okay.
He just says, or some other person, you're
claims
at her house,
to be dating,
and she's threatened by anybody else that the ghost might fall in love with or something.
All right, so according to Wikipedia, it's called spectrophilia.
Spectrophilia.
Sexual attraction to ghosts and/or sexual arousal from images and mirrors, as well as phenomenon of sexual encounters between ghosts.
Ooh.
And I think
spectrophilia.
Spectrophilia.
There you go.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Today I learned.
Yes.
But it's just...
In December.
I don't want to be judgmental. But at the same time, I'm just...
All right, so it keeps getting better. I'm just saying. In December, Amethyst Realm Yeah, that name.
Really?
Amethyst?
Is this fake?
No, this is 100% legit.
Come on.
It's 100%.
It's New York Post.
No, I love the image under the snapshot on the page. The TV host slut shames a woman who had sex with 20 ghosts.
Yes.
Slut shames.
So you're slut shaming somebody that's basically just masturbating a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is like normal and healthy.
Yes.
Yep.
So she told on British TV that she cheated on her fiance with a ghost. Yes. And has since gone on to have supernatural affairs with at least 20 paranormal beings.
Okay, I just want to say, can you imagine being her
fiance?
like, husband? Yeah, that fiance. Just be like, your wife comes in and is like, honey,
I don't know how to tell you
I
this.
cheated on you. Oh, honey, listen. We're going to talk about this. It's okay. With a ghost. What? I cheated on you with a ghost. I really love him. What? And the guy's like, I don't know. I kind of feel bad for that person. It's like, how do you get cheated on by a ghost?
What kind of person are you to be cheated on with a ghost?
Yeah, like, either...
What are you doing wrong?
Like, either you
that
have...
the ghost is better. Like,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the ghost has better sex.
Mm-hmm.
It's like...
Well, now she's...
Or maybe they could be in an open relationship.
Yes, a very
open relationship where she just masturbates.
Well, now she says she's found true love with an apparition. Realm said the ghost asked her to get married during a trip to celebrate their 9-month relationship at England's Wookey Hole Caves, according to The Sun.
Okay, just a moment of silence for that. Okay, now continue.
There was no going down on one knee. He doesn't have knees. But for the first time, I heard him speak. She told The Sun. I could actually hear his voice, and it was beautiful, deep, sexy, real.
It was just like some person behind her in line ordering at like a restaurant or something. And she's like, oh, was that you?
The 30-year-old said she met her spooky match, who doesn't have a name, during a world trip to Australia.
Was it Perth?
It doesn't say, it just says Australia in February.
I hope it was Perth.
I did not have a phantom fling for a while, and I was away on business. Starting a new relationship was the last thing on my mind, the Bristol-based supernatural counselor told The Sun. Then one day, while I was walking through the bush, enjoying nature, I suddenly felt this incredible energy. A new lover had arrived.
I'm kind of envious of this lady.
So it gets even better. So she believes that women who have so-called phantom pregnancies, which include signs of nausea, swollen abdomen, and they're actually called ghost babies.
Ghost babies.
So she believes you can get pregnant.
Yes.
That is weird.
Ghost pregnant.
That is weird.
That sounds like you should go to the hospital.
Yeah. Just some gas.
Yeah.
It's just some gas.
Giving
Doctor
her
comes
gas.
in. Well, ma'am, the
holy shit, paradise.
The ultrasound results are back, and it turns out you have a ghost baby.
Maybe that's what happened to you.
No. Like, I don't know. I'm like, because I'm someone that, like, I don't mind somebody being in, like, obviously, like, the whole idea of, like, oh, being in a relationship with, like, somebody who can't talk or something. Like, I have no problem with that.
Or deaf.
Like,
yeah.
mute or even, like, a different thing. Like, I don't have a problem. Like, I mean, you're not hurting anybody. I'm partial to, like, even some zoo stuff. I know some people who, like, have very deep emotional connections with, like, and there's a love thing going on there, but, like, this is just on a whole new level.
Yeah.
I don't know how to...
Yeah.
All right, not trying to change the subject with the ghost thing, but there's another one that says this woman thinks she's married to a train station.
Yes, I've read this before.
A train station?
Yes.
Are they a foamer?
Huh?
Are they a foamer?
No, as in, like, she believes.
Right, no. But
100%.
is it because of the trains, or is it just the train
station?
The station.
The
itself.
station. Not the trains passing through, just the station.
Why don't you just marry the person who, like,
runs the station?
Like, architected it or something.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you just find out, like, who built it? Like, I don't understand.
I don't even want to know. That's too much.
Yeah. So going back to this, Realm said...
ghosts I can handle.
Yeah. Realm said her Friends and family have embraced her unusual engagement, and now she's planning a big day as a pagan ceremony. We haven't discussed the details yet, but I think we'll have quite a big do, she said. However, the couple already had sex on the plane back from Australia when they first met. I was happy and excited, so excited that we had to do something about it, she said. So we headed into the plane loo, and well, I'm now a member of the Mile High Club. The bride-to-be added that this engagement is much more satisfying than her previous living fiancé.
Wow. I would not want to be him.
I am genuinely envious of, like... I wish I could be that satisfied in life.
Wait.
But, like...
Sometimes I get the feeling that I'm being moved. Orgasms I have with my spirit lovers have been way more satisfying than I've had with ordinary men.
Are you sure she's not on drugs?
Yeah.
I'm envious.
I want... The video is intriguing. I'm kind of...
I don't want to watch it yet. I'll watch it later.
Yeah.
We'll post a link and you can have a look at her... Don't do it now.
Yeah. No.
Okay. All right.
All right. Coda, have you got
Well,
one?
we're reading. Oh, you got one?
You got one?
Yeah, I got one.
All right.
So...
All right.
A man survived after his dog shoots him on a hunting trip.
Wait, what?
The dog shot his owner.
This dog has opposable thumbs?
Evidently. I didn't know dogs had opposable thumbs.
Yeah, I mean, how do you think we type all the time?
I just mash keys until words come out.
Yeah.
Exactly. And shoot people.
but Charles is still a good dog.
Yeah, he's always a good boy.
Always a good boy, even if he shoots somebody.
That's when Sonny said days after Charlie, his 120-pound Rottweiler mix, accidentally shot him. Gillen, 74, of Donna Ana County resident, told the Sun News that Charlie and his two other dogs, Scooter and Cowboy, went with him to hunt for jackrabbits in the desert west of Las Cruz on Thursday, October 25th. Gillen was in the driver's seat of his parked pickup truck along with the dogs when he was shot. Charlie got his foot in the trigger of the gun, and I leaned forward and he slipped off the seat and caught the trigger and it shot, Gillen said. It was a freak accident, but it's still true. That's what happened, claims Gillen. Yeah. The shotgun in the backseat of the pickup truck, along with Charlie, fired through Gillen's front driver's seat. The bullet went through Gillen's back, breaking a few ribs and shattering his collarbone, and caused several severe injuries. Gillen said he initially thought that someone from outside the vehicle had shot him, but soon realized after that the shot came from within his own vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
I was very fortunate I could get my phone, Gillen said. The first responder saved my life. If I had waited 10 more minutes, I could have died and would have. I lost so much blood. I knew I actually passed to the other side just before getting to the hospital, but they were able to revive me through CPR and bringing me back. I have much appreciation to the doctors and the first responders who saved my life. Gillen's 911 call came in at 12:33 p.m. He told dispatchers he was on the railroad tracks near the intersection.
On the railroad tracks?
He was on the railroad tracks.
Oh,
why was he parked on the railroad tracks?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Sheriff's deputies, Border Patrol agents, and New Mexico State Police went to the scene and found Gillen next to his truck with a shotgun wound to his chest. He was transported via helicopter to University Medical Center in El Paso. Gillen underwent several surgeries, and though his critical condition, he should recover. He said he's being transferred to rehabilitation center in Las Cruces on Wednesday. Let's see. Gillen said Scooter and Cowboy were sent to jail, the Animal Service Center of Melissa County Valley.
The dog was sent to jail?
The dogs were sent to jail, yes. They were brought to
dog jail, no pets.
Poor Charlie, he's a good dog, Gillen said. The sheriff's department said the only one he had trouble with was Cowboy. The other two were friendly. Charlie is the boss, but he's very gentle. Gillen joked that his son was able to bond out the dogs. It was an accident, although they teased me, asking me if it was done on purpose. Gillen said, truth is, Charlie, a big, loving dog, would never hurt anybody on purpose. Gillen's son said he wasn't surprised to hear that one of the dogs accidentally shot his father. They were kind of rowdy. They were pretty rambunctious and full of energy, Mark said. That's why the owners gave them up. His dad had 4 acres of land so they could run free. So it didn't surprise me at all when they saw a cow or other animals they wanted to jump in front. Gillen said he still loves his dogs. He said he rescued them as puppies. They're all good rescue dogs. Charlie was advertised as a free puppy. Gillen said, I got one of them at a flea market for $20 and they adopted me.
Aww.
So,
and then they shot you.
And then they shot me. Thank you for adopting me. I'm going to shoot you. But it's good they ended up.
Yeah.
Like, nobody was really seriously hurt and whatnot.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. Well, I got one. Unless anybody else. All right. I'll switch over to me. Actually, here. Let's use a weird transition. Let's see what this does. Oh, that's really weird. I don't know if I like that. Like transit. Oh no, I don't know if I like that at all. Let's do a star wipe. There. Oh, I can't do a. Damn, it's a diamond. Like I really want this switcher to have a star wipe, but it doesn't. They just got Edie's.
What?
They just got. What the fuck?
We got Edie's.
You got
Edie's?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you heard I hadn't had it yet.
We were bored.
Thank
Look at this.
Yes.
Such good boys bringing me Edie's pizza. Look at this.
It's not all for you.
It's for me.
All of that is for you.
Excuse me.
All of it.
At least share with Paradox.
I'll share with the dog. We're gonna need plates.
Yeah, we're gonna need plate. You got if you'll find them in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll be good.
Look at that. I say I haven't had Edie's
and now apparently we have Edie's. Cool. All right,
That's
then.
exciting.
That's gonna start smelling really good.
Yeah,
I already smell it.
Yeah. I went by you guys. Yeah, I'm excited.
It just wafted right by.
All right. So let's find some music for this.
What's a good one?
How about this one? Oh, that smells so good. It smells so good.
I know. Where's the smell-o-vision?
Oh, I just knocked out this mic.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there it goes. Oh, you know what it is? The capsule shorted out.
Oh.
Whoa.
What?
It was making weird noise. Is it working now?
Nope.
Hi.
I
Hello?
can't
my mic is dead. I killed it.
Oh, now it works.
Okay, there now it works.
It's cutting in and out.
You know what it is? I think I was so loud into it that the capsule collapsed and it shorted the capsule and it lost all of its charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, these condenser mics are really shit. Like these ones that we've been using for like 10 years. You have to charge them up. Like it actually takes
You have to charge them?
Yeah, like because it very slowly charges the capsule, it takes like a good 20 seconds when you turn phantom power on.
Okay.
All right.
Well then.
I'll let you guys take care of that. Hey,
Yeah.
just careful that you don't get any on the carpet, okay?
Yes.
So just do it very carefully around the edge there.
Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you want pepperoni
I would like some pepper.
or Hawaiian?
Hawaiian? What the hell's Hawaiian?
Hawaiian.
What's on it?
Pineapple and
Pineapple, bacon.
No.
Are you one of those people who don't think pineapple belongs on a pizza?
I just don't like pineapple at all.
That's fair.
It has nothing to do with pizza.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to read a story while you guys are getting that settled.
Okay.
So we're going to do this one. Anyway. Oh, pizza is so good. The pizza's so good. I can't wait for it. There we go. Pensacola man arrested for barging into homes seeking someone to fight him. Oh, this pizza, wait. This pizza's so good. Is it
looks just like the picture.
Oh, no. It's like the perfect temperature.
Yeah. Pepperoni or Hawaiian?
Pepperoni. I'm sorry.
It's so good.
Pineapple does not belong in a pizza.
You're
Yeah, it
blasphemous?
does.
Yes, I am one of those.
Okay. There's no grease in this finger, so I can hit the button for the music. A drunken, shirtless man allegedly barged into
Hawaiian.
several Pensacola homes looking for a fight before running into a fence and knocking himself out, according to Enslamba County Sheriff Office arrest report. So this guy was just like, I need to fight somebody. And he was just going door to door in a neighborhood asking people to fight him.
Doors.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. He barged into several Pensacola homes.
As in, like,
I should say.
make another Hawaiian.
barged?
Yeah, he just walked into people's houses.
See, it would have been greater if he
being like, fight me!
No, just goes up, knocks on the door, and they answer, fight me!
Yeah, that's basically what it is. So, mute all the other mic. Oops, and my camera's being blocked there. Christopher Doyle Norman, 32, was arrested Tuesday night for numerous offenses, including home invasion, battery, burglary, larceny, and criminal mischief. Norman allegedly began his rampage by kicking open a gate in the 2000 block of Langley Avenue, approaching a woman who was sitting outside her mobile home and pushing her to the side, punching her in the side of the head. The report said, "What the fuck?"
This guy's messed up.
Yeah, this guy's like, what the hell?
Yeah, he's quack.
He's quack.
He's quack.
He allegedly then damaged a ladder and the exterior door of a residence before moving on to the home next door. There, Norman allegedly fell through the open front door. One of the residents grabbed a hammer and ordered him to leave. He then allegedly, somebody ring the bell. Thank you. Left the trailer park yelling he would, quote, come back and burn the trailer down.
Wow.
Because he wouldn't fight him?
Yes.
What?
Norman allegedly went to a nearby apartment complex and began knocking on an apartment door. When the resident answered, a shirtless Norman allegedly began yelling at the resident to fight him. It's too many allegedlys. We're not going to ring the bell for all those. When the resident closed and locked the door, Norman allegedly began to ram the door with his shoulder, causing damage to the door and the frame. Norman allegedly moved on to another residence where he walked in through the closed but unlocked door and began yelling for the apartment's 2 male occupants to fight him. So he's literally just going into people's homes like, fight me! No.
Okay.
Leave.
Next one.
And then he just gets aggressive and then goes to another place.
I feel like he was like rolling on MDMA or something crazy.
Like something like that. Yeah. According to the report, Norman grabbed a slice of pizza. Norman grabbed... Oh my God, grabbed a slice of pizza before chasing one of the victims into a bedroom and snatching the phone from the victim who is attempting to dial 911. Norman allegedly swung the phone at the victim several times, hitting him once in the back of the head. Norman chased the man outside and around the apartment complex before running into a chain fence, knocking it down, and passing out on top of it, the report said. Wow. Deputies arrived on scene to find Norman unresponsive and seemingly under the influence of alcohol. Really?
I'm just kind of surprised it's just alcohol.
Hi, Nico.
Hi.
What the hell?
I feel like it was more than alcohol.
They were able to handcuff Norman without further incident, though he allegedly made vague threats to the deputies during his arrest. The woman who was punched in the head declined to be transferred to the hospital, though she told deputies she had had a brain tumor and would need thorough medical examination. There were no other major injuries reported at the scene, according to the report. Norman is currently being held at the Enscambia, I can't pronounce that, county jail with a $262,500 bond.
Wow.
Good for him.
Wow.
I'm going to eat my pizza now.
That pizza must have looked really good for him to just take it and keep going.
He just wanted Edie's pizza.
The puppy?
No, in the news story.
Oh, yeah, no. If he was drunk off his titties, pizza, when you're drunk off your tits, is something that you cannot pass up. Like, if it was just on the table and I was super trashed, I'd pick it up too. And I'm going to say this pizza's not bad.
It's good.
It's not bad. Like, it's better than some of the ones I've had around in New York.
It's good.
It doesn't have to be your favorite. It's just my favorite.
That's good.
It reminds me of how our Domino's is back home.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Not this big.
Because when I was in New Zealand, I had Domino's, and it tasted like Domino's.
Domino's in New Zealand's really close to here.
But Domino's in Australia is, like, different?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Can I have a paper towel piece? Really
No.
quick? Oh, okay, thanks. I just want to wipe that. There's a little bit of... Oh, wait. Is it just moisture? Oh,
I tried.
It's just... Right?
I gave minimal effort.
No, it's moisture. It's not oil.
Yeah, it's probably moisture when you had it on the table.
Paradox, I gave minimal effort.
Wait, hold on. Wait. It's on. I want to put it right here. And then...
It's not going to work. It's going to roll back towards
Hey, it rolled back.
There.
I hate you so much.
Don't break the Funyuns.
I didn't break the Funyuns.
The
I like
Funyuns
how
are almost gone.
all of this expensive things, all of these like super expensive things, and you're worried about the Funyuns.
Well, to be fair, everything else on here is made of metal.
Dust on his laptop. Jeez.
Yeah, don't get Funyun dust on my laptop. I don't want my laptop to taste like Funyuns.
I'm going to my room. Bye.
Good.
Thank you for going and getting us pizza,
Yes,
TJ.
thank you, guys.
Yeah,
I was there for the conversation and the directions. That's about it.
You still went with
Yeah,
him.
you still
True.
contributed.
Like,
And I was the one that had the idea of like, oh, want to go get Domino? Want to go get Edie's right now? And he's like,
All right, Nico, I have a story for you to read.
oh dear.
So I'll pull up the doc. I'll let you do that.
I always forget what your email is.
It's login.xandercreations.com.
Right. I know what the password is.
Uh-huh.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
I
we're too
always
late.
forget.
I'm too lazy to set up a
Everything else.
password manager for that.
Okay, it's.
I guess we're not doing Denny's after now.
I mean, we got pizza now. We could still do
Well,
Denny's.
we can still
if
do
you
Denny's,
want,
just do ice cream or something.
Their ice cream's actually pretty okay for
Yeah,
Denny's
just
ice cream.
low-key hang out.
Also, I get an extra hours of sleep, so I don't have to wake up super early.
Oh yeah, because daylight savings tonight.
Daylight
is-
savings tonight. Yeah.
Daylight savings. Yeah.
Nico, are you working tomorrow?
I have to sing in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
He works for Jesus.
I forgot what it was. Oh wait, is it...
And the only reason he works for Jesus is because they pay him.
They do pay me. I forgot what it was.
What?
The
password?
Give me the password.
So
I'm just gonna send you
Send
the
me
thing.
the thing. Okay, that works better.
So, Rickett, I'm going to call you out right now. Tacos are only good when you're hella drunk, yes.
I remember
but
the
something
number,
better
but I
than
don't
that
remember
There you go.
is
Sent.
definitely...
That's easier.
I don't know what you guys call them over here, but we have... It's like a kebab, but it's not the one's on the stick.
Mm-hmm.
It's wrapped in like a...
Like a roti?
I don't know. I'll just describe it. So it's flatbread.
Okay.
And in the middle, you put like lettuce, tomato, onions.
Right.
A gyro.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, it's folded in half.
No, you fold it like a burrito.
Okay.
And it's open-ended at the top.
Yeah, it's a gyro.
Yeah, it's a gyro.
A gyro, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Which, gyro's the English pronunciation. I forget what the...
A hero. It's a
original-
hero.
We call it a
Something like
kebab.
that. Anyway, but yeah, Nico, I feel like this story is very appropriate for you.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I would be upset too. Honestly, I would be.
Wait, what the hell?
I'm waiting for music. I should probably use this instead of using my pants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, don't get grease on too much.
I know. I get grease on my laptop. I won't get grease on any of your things.
Is it a Don Air?
What?
I'm talking to Rickett.
Oh, good. Just hope we can hear a one-sided conversation as we're reading chat the entire time.
Yes. Those who are not
Thanks.
reading the chat, I am having a conversation with someone.
What about
Hi, chat room. How's it going?
What about
I'm
the
gonna
people that
post. I'm gonna post :3 in chat. We'll see how
that
many
are
people-
listening to this like not live?
They can't read.
I know because there won't be a chat room for them to read.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, whatever. I'm explaining myself. I explained myself, so it doesn't matter.
You said that you were just talking to a chat. You didn't say anything about what it was. So you didn't-
Yes, they are awesome.
Okay.
He's just describing because I said what
Anyway.
they call it where they're from.
So-
Moving on to the news.
Antarctic scientist stabs colleague who kept telling him the ending of books that he was reading. I
This
would
is
do that in a
most-
heartbeat.
This is the most you thing.
I get upset when people tell me the end of things.
Yeah.
Like I do. I like some spoilers, but not a lot. You tell me spoilers, and I will just not talk to you for like a year.
Have you watched all of BoJack yet?
Yes.
Okay.
So, what do you think about the whole the fact that it's been basically scientifically proven that spoiling things doesn't actually ruin people's experience?
No, because it doesn't ruin it, but it changes it.
It changes
and I
it.
don't like the fact that you're changing something for me.
Right. You don't like the fact that you're without consenting.
Yeah.
Somebody's changing. Yeah.
Like I think it was either you or somebody else telling like the plot twist for Fight Club before I saw it.
Okay, I would not have done that.
Somebody did.
That's a dick move.
That's a
And
dick
I
move.
saw Fight Club, and I'm like,
It changes.
I
the
noticed
experience,
things, and I'm
yeah.
like, is that okay? I remember someone saying that, and then I heard like I got to the plot twist, and I'm like, oh,
yeah,
it didn't mean anything to me.
Yeah.
Is this too high?
It's too low actually.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. I mean, fine.
Yeah.
Do I have to move closer? Or just
No, you're fine actually.
Oh.
Yeah, that's good. It's
Yeah.
picking you up. It's pretty sensitive.
But telling you something like Fight Club ruins the whole movie because that is the key of the movie.
Ruining is not the point that I'm trying to say. It's changing it. I don't like the fact that you're the person who's trying to change an experience for me. I hate that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Like-
the whole point of watching the movie is to see what especially Fight Club. It's
Yeah.
one of those things where you have no idea until the end.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, it's
There's
he's
like
just
little
drugged
things
out
that
of his
you
mind.
start to notice out of the way, and then you're like, oh.
That
And then you
makes
start,
sense,
and then
yeah.
you pick up, and like halfway through, I'm like, someone told me this. This is the twist. Neat.
Yeah, I mean,
Now
I
I'm
think
disinterested. Yeah.
it's that it changes the experience because I mean,
Because
I think what it is consenting yourself to have it spoiled is okay. For instance, I've had movies where people have told me about a movie and I'm like, I don't feel like watching this, and I'll like look it up.
Yeah.
And I'll like read the plot and like spoil it for myself. And there's been times where I've had something spoiled for me that's actually made me more interested in it. Like I've had times where I've read a plot for a movie and I'm like, wow, that sounds really good. I got to see this.
For Game of Thrones is a big thing for me. I didn't like the first couple ones and I'm like,
Yeah.
There seems a lot of sex and boobs and blech. And then I was like, I got disinterested and I didn't watch the first couple seasons when it came out. My parents watched it, surprisingly. But I think I only watched like the first episode. Because my sister said she only watched it until the first dog died, which is like the end of the first episode. And she's like, I'm not watching this. They kill dogs. And I'm like, it gets much worse than that. But fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
A scientist plunged a kitchen knife into his colleague as he was fed up with the man telling him the endings of books, says investigators. Good. He deserved it. Fuck him.
Wow. God damn.
Okay,
Savage.
he said he didn't.
Savage.
He didn't kill him, baby.
No, he didn't.
He didn't, but stabbing him. I've stabbed people for less. Okay, I was a kid, and my brother kept on stealing my steak that was on my plate, so I stabbed him with the steak knife.
By the way,
I actually got a cut in his hand, and I'm like, you deserve it.
By the way, I have a spoiler for this article. It's a good spoiler, though. Wait till I spoil it, then you can throw it at me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The guy who got scabbed. The guy who got shanked, all right, I'll just say that. He's okay, he did not die.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, they would have said he died in the beginning.
Not necessarily. You'd be surprised.
Plot twist.
Sergei Savatsky, 55, and Oleg Balagosov.
Where is this again? Isn't it in...
It's in the Antarctic.
Russia. It's in the...
Russia's. It's in
in
Russia.
Okay, it's
Oh,
Russia.
so it's a Russian name?
Oh, you're
Yeah.
reading ahead? Good job.
Spoiler.
Would pass the lonely hours during 4 harsh years together in a remote outpost in Antarctica by reading. Okay, to be fair, 4 years with somebody is a lot.
Yeah.
Especially if you're
Too
like
much.
if you don't get along with them.
Well, if you're just like 2 scientists assigned to something.
I think 4 years with anyone would be kind of rough. Like when you're like in that confined area when it's like the only person you meet.
Yeah, that's actually a big problem with space stuff.
Yeah.
And like and you know, the whole idea of like going to Mars or whatever. It's like you are literally isolating these people from the rest of humanity for like years at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And like you can't, you know, you got to be really careful with that type of stuff.
However, Savatsky became angry with Balagosov. That butchered that. Because he kept telling him the endings of stories. It has been cleaned. Good. Daily Record reports that the victim is now in intensive care with a knife injury into his heart.
Oh, that's not
cold.
cool.
That's
Good.
cold.
Oh,
Too much.
no.
Too much.
No, that's too much.
No.
No.
Like stabbing him in the femoral artery.
If it was like he got pissed and like slashed him a little bit.
Or the hand.
He has good aim. So
No, I'm not okay with that.
No.
I'm gonna give him
Nope.
props for good aim, but he still should be in jail.
Wait, where did he say?
In the
Okay, so
in the
it's
heart.
In the heart.
Into it.
That's a lot of power.
I don't know. That's why it probably was only a little, like,
Ugh.
it's not fully in because he's not dead.
Yeah.
Because
So-
like the thing, and the other thing is like that guy could have complications for the rest of his life because of
Well,
that.
Correct.
That's
He
not-
should learn.
I think. With
Okay,
this
it
really-
is obviously too much, but
Yeah.
4 years of it, just a guy being an asshole.
I think what it is just 4 years of being around a shitty, aggravating person, and
Yes.
then you're isolated from everybody else or something, and you're like these scientists being alone.
Clearly, he did something to deserve it because it wasn't just the telling of the ending of books. It was a lot of other things too.
It was probably work-related stuff.
But
too.
it was probably just the telling of ending of books that pushed him over the edge.
Yeah.
He has flown from Russia's, oh God, I can't read Russian words.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Bellingshausen research station on King George Island to Chile following the alleged attack. Hey, is that the attacker? Yeah, he is. He has a good mustache. And then that's
Is
the...
that the assailant?
Is that the assailant?
I don't know.
It says... There's two pictures of people. They both
No.
have facial hair. That's very impressive.
Yeah, whatever.
That's all you need to know. Savatsky is back home at St. Petersburg under house arrest. He's been charged with attempted murder. It is believed to the first time a man has been charged with murder in Antarctica. Good for him.
Wow.
The first-
One can say it was cold-blooded. No.
No.
It's Antarctica. It's cold.
It wasn't done in cold blood.
But it was. I mean, he could have died. He didn't stab hard enough.
The only thing that I read ahead to is just to make sure the guy didn't die or anything, because I didn't want to read it if the guy died.
But when was this? Okay, it was only a couple days ago.
Yeah, a couple days ago.
I want to see if it's how are they doing?
Yeah, how's the guy doing?
Yeah.
That's good.
Anyone else got one?
I don't at the moment. Do you?
The closest is 2 days ago.
I saw that one posted in there, and there's also this one, which you found.
I'll do the copper one.
Okay.
And you can do the cheesy sound.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that one. That'll be good.
All right.
I'll have fun with that one.
All right.
All right.
I need different music.
No, you need different music for this one. Here you go.
Cops eat donuts after finding stolen Krispy Kreme truck. Yum.
Cops eat donut. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, Krispy Kreme truck, stolen.
Yep.
The cops find it.
And eat the donut.
And eat the donuts. Yes. Would you not? Like, that's so good.
Only in Florida, baby. This feast story has an incredible, eatable ending.
Wow.
Yeah. The theft of a Krispy Kreme's donut truck in Columbia country ended with free food being offered to the homeless people from the police officers who found the truck. The truck was making deliveries in Lake City when it was stolen, police said. The Krispy Kreme delivery van was stolen Tuesday in Lake City and recovered nearly 200 miles away in Clearwater. There was still a dozen donuts aboard the stolen vehicle, so the store manager turned the treats over to the police officers. The cops ate a few, but mainly saved them for the homeless to eat later on in that day.
I don't know. That's
nice.
good. That's nice.
Nice.
Yeah. I like that.
That's good. That's the... What is it called?
The right
Faith
thing
in
to do.
humanity moment.
Yeah, faith in humanity. Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
I wouldn't say faith in humanity because that's not like super heartwarming, but... Excuse me, they gave it to homeless people. The coppers didn't eat it for themselves.
They eat some for themselves.
Would you not?
Yeah.
They are Krispy Kreme.
They're really good.
I know, I've had Krispy Kreme.
I'm not a sweets person, and I still like them. So
I still can't get over the fact that you're not a sweets person.
Mm-hmm.
It's irritating.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's really irritating.
Also, I found another article for the scientist thing.
Okay.
And there's a spelling mistake that made me upset.
Oh, really?
It says, reports said the incident was fueled by alcohol. Not
fueled by.
It said fueled.
Wow. Okay, so
bothered me.
These two coworkers are together alone, isolated in Antarctica. They're both drunk, or at least one of them is drunk.
They're both
the guy
drunk,
keeps
probably.
spoiling stories for him, and the other guy stabs him. I can make sense. I still feel bad. I think,
It obviously wasn't just one story.
yeah, could have gone better. There's a lot of details that they missed in that story that we had there.
I lived with somebody for 2 years and I wanted to stab them, so. And they didn't spoil anything for me.
Yeah. All right, next. Swiss experiment with sound to make cheese tastier.
Read that again. Sorry.
The Swiss, as in the people, the country, experiment with sound, as in audio, to make cheese, as in the food, tastier.
Yep.
Okay. No, I just you didn't have to read it slow. I just didn't. Okay. There's a lot of words that just
And then
didn't
lower
go
on that, it
together in my
says
head.
cheesy music. Do you want to give that a ding? Thank you. Anyway. When searching a fromage.
Yeah, cheese.
Man, one of
It's
you guys
French.
might have to start reading this one. For the perfect chunk of cheddar or Parmesan cheese, aficionados have probably never grilled vendors over what kind of music was played to their cheeses. To many, the question itself might sound crackers. This
is why
You should send this to me.
This is why I put this here.
But
I
a
like
Swiss
puns.
cheesemaker has embarked on an experiment to test the impact of music on mental one of the most famous cheeses in Switzerland, even if it prompts pundits to write such grating remarks such as, "You Gouda be kidding." "You Gouda brie kidding."
You're going to break that.
Marching
Someone else is gonna break it.
through his 19th century cellar in Bergdorf, a town also known as Berthound, on the edge of Elemental region in Switzerland, Beat Wamfer, I think it's Wamfer, shows off hundreds of perfectly formed circles of the holy classic maturing into neat rows. A veterinarian by day, but consummate apron-wearing cheese enthusiast at night, Wamfer's love for Elemental has aged well over the years, like the finest stock he cultivates. In one corner of his impeccable, clean cellar, 9 open wooden crates sit with wheels of cheese inside and small music speakers directly below. Since September, the cheeses have each been blasted with sonic masterpieces from the likes of gods of Led Zeppelin to hip-hop legends A Tribe Called Quest. The project, Sonic Cheese Experience Sound and Gastronomy, hopes to show the power of music can influence the development, characteristic, and even flavor of cheese. Quote, "Bacteria is responsible for the formation of the taste in cheese. With all of the enzymes that influence its maturity, I am convinced that humidity, temperature, and nutrients are not the only things that influence taste," Wamfer said. "Sounds, ultrasounds, or music can also have physical effects," he insisted. The thought of playing rock and roll music to influence the flavor of cheese may make some scientists cringe, but part of the scientific community has spent years analyzing the effect that sound on plants, and some mums-to-be believe playing classical music to their unborn child makes them smarter. Music can create feelings reaching inside people and stirring their senses into a fondue of emotions in a way that can make people smile, cry, or jump in elation. It is potentially testing whether some guy's name is a fan of hard rock or queso, a follower of flamenco, really so completely far-fetched. The University of Arts at Bern does not think so, and is helping Wamfer conduct the experiment. With Wamfer's refined cheeses, the pungent sounds played to them also include techno beats, ambient choirs, and Mozart's classic magic flute. "We are trying to answer the question in the end, is there anything measurable or something that has an effect on the taste?" Herrenberg said. For now, the cheese age alongside their respective music genres, maturing their potent flavors in potentially alternative sonic-induced ways, awaiting the testing in the new year. Will the cheese taste better? It's hard to say, Wamfer said.
I have so many cheese puns. Mostly because I looked them up, but I love them. I'm not a good creator of puns, but I'm a good appreciator. Like, what is a cheese lover's favorite type of music? R&B.
No, that's not. No, that's not. No, that's not even creative.
I have to admit, me being on this show has made my tolerance for puns a lot stronger.
That's what I'm doing.
Your tolerance for them?
He's just building you a tolerance.
I hate them.
Yeah. You want to move this?
I like puns. You want more?
No. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, I fucking hate puns.
They're great.
Like, you do not know my dispassion for them.
Well, you just said that you hate them, so we do know.
Now you do. Mm-hmm. But yet, every time I'm here, I'm actually...
Anyway. Who wants to do something next?
Oh, let me see what there is.
There we go.
I
was just isolating the pizza boxes from the floor so I don't get grease all over the carpet.
Okay, so someone said I didn't know a queso pun. So, what does the teacher say before a cheese class?
Cheese class?
A cheese class. Okay, so. If you ever go to a college class, they always say like, okay, so, and they teach the class. So it's okay, so.
Okay. Hey, Nico, move out.
My life would be cheaper.
Can you just imagine, like, going to small claims court being like, hi, I need to evict this person. They keep telling me puns.
They don't technically live here.
Yeah. They don't legally live here, but I need to evict this person for puns.
You could say that was a Gouda article.
Oh, no. Stop.
I like how fast I can
egg
ring this
him
bell.
on. You're just egging him on.
But that wasn't... I don't have an egg joke.
It's
not a pun. It's not.
Good job though. I'll give you
cheese.
props for that. I appreciated it.
I tried.
Thanks.
You get one ding. You get a single ding.
I don't even deserve that.
I give it a ding. Here, guests get one ding.
What else?
And
is
that's
there?
it.
Is there any others that I missed?
I had a thing of like 72 of them.
What puns?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, until you find something, I can just do just cheese puns.
Holy shit.
75 plus cheese puns.
Okay, I'm reading this one.
What?
I'll scroll down until I find a random one.
What is this?
Why doesn't anyone like to hang out with crackers?
That's a lot.
Someone always cuts the cheese.
I don't know.
That's a lot.
I'm not sure if I'm. I don't know.
Not okay with it?
I'm not sure if I am.
Okay, that's fine.
Hey,
Well,
hey,
I don't know what.
what kind of cheese makes the best music? Beyonce.
No, stop. God.
Did you say Beyonce?
Beyonce.
Beyonce. No, it's just so bad. So bad.
Could these get any cheesier?
Ah! I give it.
Oh, this is okay.
Hi, that's on. I thought that was off.
So this was on Halloween.
There's a lot of cheese names I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah, I'm surprised we didn't have too many Halloween stories.
I have one right here.
You have one?
Yes.
Okay. You good with it? All right. Yep. Oh, we already read that.
Oh.
Yeah. It's he found the article with remember the spiders that triggered the motion sensor that played the creepy sounds?
That's horrifying.
Yeah. We read that a couple weeks ago.
Did you hear it? Did you hear how it sounded?
Yes.
It's horrifying.
I would be like, nope.
Yeah.
What do you call a cheese that attends an art opening?
I don't know.
Cultured.
Cultured.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna close out of that because I read through all of them and they're pretty garbage except for those ones.
Yeah.
Who are still garbage, but at least there were cheese names that I know. Yeah. The chat room doesn't like me. That's okay.
Ooh.
Oh, can.
Speaking of pizza.
Oh.
Oh.
Here, no.
What the
Yep.
Okay, I guess we'll read this last one, then we'll transition to the news segment,
Okay.
guys.
Ooh, we haven't.
Yeah, we haven't done any news.
But this is news.
What's news?
Oh man.
All right, go ahead.
Russian gets Domino's pizza logo tattoo for a lifetime supply of pizza.
Like, so did Domino's offer this to them, or is Domino's just like, yeah, okay, you got a Domino's tattoo, I guess we're just gonna give you, like...
You'll see. The company was forced to end the promotion early due to its viral success. Domino's Pizza was forced to cut short a promotional campaign offering a lifetime supply of pizza to customers who tattooed their new logo on their body because the promotion was too popular. Yeah. So they put this out there. They were like, if you get a tattoo of our logo on your body, we will give you a lifetime supply of pizza. Yes.
What? Okay.
A promotional campaign in Russia on August.
Really quick. I'm trying to decide if I would do that.
I don't know
like,
if it's that.
Like, wait a minute. Like, forget Domino's, forget
any promotional.
Pizza. Just think of your favorite. Think of your favorite restaurant.
Your
favorite type of food. Would you tattoo their name or logo on your body for getting free? See, I don't know if I do that for food.
I wouldn't do it for food. I'd do it for like Pokemon or something. Like if they were like, if you got like the Pokemon symbol,
but
like,
everybody would get a Pokemon symbol. Yeah. Everyone gets Pokemon symbols already.
No, I mean like
okay,
the logo.
So like my favorite place to go ever
does.
is probably Tim Hortons. It's not my favorite restaurant, but it's like I go to Tim Hortons like a few times a day.
Yeah,
I'd do it
for coffee and stuff like throughout when I'm working and stuff like that. So like, would I get a Tim Hortons logo on my arm and I would just like I don't know if I just
free coffee for life.
Yeah, but no, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It would depend. I wouldn't do it for Domino's.
I don't know if I could. If it's like,
but
because it's hard to say that you would do that for like a corporation. Like that's what kind of kills me. Is it's like because I don't know, but I'm also not. Well, for two things, I'll say two things. One, for me, like going and getting a coffee is not something that I ever have to worry about like financially. I mean, I'm not rich or anything, but like I don't, like going and getting a donut.
A couple of bucks.
I don't have to worry about like my finances when I go to get a donut, right? Yeah. Some people do. And then two, what was I gonna say? Fuck. What was I gonna say? I can feel the sander. The whole floor is shaking.
whole room is
I don't know if anybody can hear that on the mics, but Pharaoh's sanding the floor downstairs. I don't remember what I was going to say.
Words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was reading a really, really dark article that we could read.
Hold on.
It's like, I don't know if it's worth...
I would do it, depending on, like, if it was a clothes company or something that is an ever-changing brand.
If it was, like, a family-owned thing that you were, like, friends with them, I would be like, okay. Because then it's like you're supporting a local business, your friend. Like, I mean, imagine getting the logo for your own business tattooed on you. Like, that would be kind of okay.
Chat room saying FurCast has a logo, so you could just get FurCast.
The FurCast logo is just a 5-paw.
I know, but...
I feel like I would get something along the line.
And I can make the 5-paw go away. Anyway.
Like, I could consider something like... If Versace or something crazy was like, I would give you...
If it was like a cool logo. But I mean, people have gotten like, symbols from Harry Potter and stuff tattooed on them. So I mean, I guess it's also because I'm not someone who's very into tattoos. Well, I'm not someone who's into brand loyalty. Like I'm not,
I'm not about a name.
Yeah. Like for instance, I use Apple products, but I'm not like an Apple fanboy. You know what I mean? Whereas like some people, like the products that they use and the brands that they use and the restaurants they go to are like their life. Like that defines who they are.
I'm an appreciator of tattoos. Like I think they look nice on people, but getting them myself, I'll be like...
Tattoos, I find, are very much a personal thing for me.
Yeah, they are.
Like if they have a story and a meaning behind it, I feel like they're great. Like I have 13 of the... It's all over my body, but I have to keep them in very, very isolated places for my job. So I understand, like, me seeing people with like tattoos all over their body fucks me up too. Like, and I'm a tattoo enthusiast, and I'm like, ooh, why would you do that? Like, I don't get it, but like subtle ones and ones that have full
I like the
meanings.
paw print on your butt. It's my favorite one.
Yes, that is probably one of my favorite to date, besides the one that's on my calf, which is like my foo dog.
Yeah.
Which was done in Japan and traditional.
I know a couple people who have their personas tattooed on them.
I couldn't do that.
Really?
I could not tattoo my persona on me.
Well, is that because your persona changes over time?
No, but more because
you have a paw print on you.
Yeah, but I'm a dog.
Yeah.
And I'm always going to be a dog.
Yeah.
Like,
you're always going to be a good boy?
Exactly.
You should get good boy tattooed on you.
I really, really want to get, like, good boy.
One on each wrist. That's good.
I was hoping that you get, like, the super cursive, like, the fancy, like,
across
you get, like, names. Just, like, on
right
like
down.
arm.
Descriptive, yeah.
And that's just, like,
You should
like, oh, it's so
write-
good. And then you look at it, it's like, good boy.
You should get somebody to write good boy, like, beneath your knuckles.
I couldn't do
like,
it
you
on my
could,
knuckles.
like, not like tattoo maybe, but just, like, on your fingers, so you could just, like, put your hands together, like,
Or
your two
get
fists
gloves
together.
that have it.
Yeah, get gloves.
I want to get
Good
like
boy.
mitts that say like embroidered with like good boy.
And then they just like I just imagine it's like embossed a little bit, so like you punch somebody
and it
you
leaves
can,
a mark.
and you can just punch good boy.
Yeah, it's like studded.
Yeah. Anyways,
but I couldn't do a persona because I feel like for me that's disrespecting it to a point because it's on you and your body changes
and your persona changes and you get different art. Yeah, I mean I know he's got his persona on like his one shoulder blade and then he's got a 5-paw on his other shoulder blade and it looks really cool. But yeah,
and it's just a dangerous thing for me. I feel personally like nothing against anyone that gets it, but I couldn't like
how fucking dare you be reasonable?
I have designs. I have a legit tattoo design of my persona. If I ever feel like I can do it, I would do it.
You could just get it like inked on you or something.
Well, I had a friend design one specifically for me for a tattoo that was like a graffiti style because I was like, I like graffiti.
Oh, that's another thing that I'll say is like if you get a tattoo, you should get it designed to be a tattoo, not like a printed version of an already made art piece because there's just you don't want to do that. Like you can tell when people have tattoos and it's like, wow, that is literally just like stenciled out from something that was made for like a different aspect ratio or something.
Yes.
And it's like, yeah.
Because you got to think about the curvature of your muscles. You got to think about like the shape of your body as a canvas. You need the person to design it around that.
You got a tattoo in Buffalo, didn't you?
Yes.
Which one? Was that the
butt?
The paw on your butt.
Yes.
It's so cute. I love how also your suit, your cat suit, your fursuit, and everything has the little paw and paw print.
Yes, it's the running theme. Like
you always have a paw print on your butt.
Always. Like on my fursuit, it is on my butt. On my cat suit, it is on my butt, and it's in exactly the exact right place on everything.
I know a couple furries that are like supposed to be like radioactive and they glow or whatever.
Yeah.
And they'll have like the radioactive symbol on like their body, and it's so funny.
Also, is it always like a joke that it's a cat suit and you're doing it when you're being a pup?
Yes.
Always?
Yes.
Always a joke?
Someone will always say, why is it called a cat suit? Because
I'm not saying why is it called a cat suit. I'm just saying it's...
No, but
I find it amusing.
Yeah.
Yes.
At least.
Anyway, well, the rest of the article I'll read real quick.
Over the next few days, Russian social media was flooded with images of the signature Domino's logo on the forearms, shins, thumbs of Russians. Famous pizza lovers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were a popular theme among the contestants, while others openly declared their love for freebies. The company, however, may not have expected so many takers in the long lifetime commitment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we lost $1 million. Everybody tattooed our logo.
I would just do like...
And you can't take that promotion away either. Well, can you imagine if people tattooed and then you were like, oh, no free pizza anymore? Like, that would be...
I would, if I was them, I would be like, well, there was an asterisk underneath that little promotion and it was the first 50.
But how do you verify that? How do you even verify that?
Nope.
Come on.
If I was a business person, I would do that.
But you can't make any verification on that, especially
would,
if the promotion
that they
ends.
would. Dude, they would get the shit suit out of them so fast.
Like this just sounds like a disaster.
I'm assuming
to those with an appointment scheduled for later, we recommend you cancel them, Domino's Pizza said on their Tuesday relief. Domino's Pizza said, warning, it would only promise the special deal to the first 300 people with Domino's tattoos.
So what they did is they probably encompassed most of the people who already had them, verified their identities in other ways, and then said these specific people
have already.
So they basically took the one thing that I was going to say, but instead of like cutting it off at people that already have, they're like, no one else. Stop.
Yes, pretty much.
That makes sense.
They encompassed the people that had already done it.
That makes sense.
And that's it.
Also, like, free pizza for life doesn't necessarily mean you can have a pizza every single day. It's like once a month or
yeah, the stipulations too.
Like
yeah.
All right.
Where has all the good mail gone, and where are all the fans?
Where's the streetwise fursuits to fight the rising spam? Isn't there a white knight upon a centaur steed? Late at night I toss and I turn and I dream of what I read.
All right, and let me just transition away from that and get that all set up. There we go. So, this one, graphics, go. How to tell if somebody is a closet furry. By the way, correct me if I'm wrong, chat room. I don't think we read emails in the last show, but the last episode was kind of shit, so...
Last episode, we didn't do much.
I don't think we read emails.
I was, like, really tired and slightly drunk.
Okay, we might have read this email, but worst case, whatever. Chat room, let me know, because I don't think we read it. How to tell if somebody is a closet furry. Hello, my name is Coda.
Not
what are
me.
you doing?
Not you. Different Coda.
I mean, surprise. I'm coming out of the closet.
You're coming out of the closet as a different Coda?
Yes. K-O-D-A instead of K-O-T-A.
Yeah, K-O-T-A. And I've had this question on my mind for a while. My family and normie friends don't know I'm a furry, so I always find it interesting if they ever talk about the subject when I'm around. My best friend talks about it a lot and pokes fun at them, but I honestly feel like he's secretly a closet furry. I'm just going to check the chat room really quick.
You've read this?
Yeah.
We didn't read this.
No, we didn't
No,
read it?
we didn't.
No, we didn't? Okay.
Can guarantee.
He's literally looked up furry porn before on his own time so he could show it to me and laugh. He even has a physical furry porn comic in the trunk of his car that his grandpa gave him. It just confuses me as to whether or not he's actually a furry, since he talks about it a lot. I know from experience that I don't want someone to know exactly what I align with. I brush it off with jokes, and I'm wondering if there's something he's doing, or if he just genuinely hates furries and is looking up pictures of Zabievaka getting dick so he can have a good laugh. Just interested in what you guys think. I know you aren't psychologists, but he just confuses me. If I don't like something, then I don't go out of my way to look at stuff to make fun of it, but maybe that's just me. So all in all, I am curious as to what you think in this case and what indicators I could look for in somebody who is actually a closet furry. Sent by Coda Greymane.
Okay, I have two things. One, you could just do a flat out ask him if yours a furry. Just be like, are you a furry?
Just be like, dude,
you don't have to say, I'm a furry too. Just say, are you a furry? Like, just be nice about it. If he says yes, cool. If not, whatever. Or what I usually do, like, for anybody, is if I'm texting them, I just put a :3 in there instead of a smiley face. And then it gets some people attention, and they send a :3 back, and you're like, why are you doing that? Why are you making :3? And then if they're like, oh, it's because of this fandom I'm in, then you're like, got ya. But if they don't,
just be like, oh, it's ball face.
I'll just be like, I like it. It looks cute. Ta-da.
So the chat is pointing out that his grandpa gave him a furry porn comic.
It depends on what the furry porn comic is.
It might not be...
Because it could be like, it just has animals.
Construed as one?
It could just be like one of those old-timey comics that have like a bunch of...
Or maybe his grandfather didn't know.
Yeah. But like, there's to like, if it's actually like flat out like a furry artist, or is it like just kind of sort of furry-ish?
Yeah, close enough to be considered.
Like Cat Girls or something.
Yeah.
That's like furry-ish.
We don't really... Or it could have been like something that looked like anime or something.
Yeah.
I mean, like... I thought Odd from Code Lyoko was hot, and my parents bought me a Code Lyoko comic, so they didn't realize that was like a thing for me. I don't know.
They were basically giving you porn.
That's the thing. Like, if the parents don't know any better, then they don't know that they're getting
How much are you saying this is porn, too? Is it like straight up fucking, or is it like
suggestive?
Like, just like, ooh, it's a clean cut shirt and you see boobs, but you don't see nipples, so it's like not porn. But if you're 16 and 16.
Yeah.
But come on,
I guess
that's my thing is say :3 or just flat out ask him. Depends on how close you are with the friend.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking. I like Nico's suggestion of the :3 thing. I like I don't know. I guess what I would just ask him, just be like, dude, you make fun of furries so much. Like, are you a furry? Just ask him, like, are you a furry? Because if you're a furry, you should just say it or something. Like, just basically tell the guy that you're suspicious of him, not because you're a furry, but because it's like you spend a lot of time making fun of these people, dude. Like, why do you even care? Why are you so obsessed with these
people? Or if you want to even do it, like, you can say like, oh, I'm kind of interested in it too, but I don't know. What do you think?
Or like
you can ask them to try to like introduce you to the fandom. If they're into it, but if you're already into it, then you could be like, oh, because I already like this stuff. And I was wondering if it was the same. It's a lot of manipulation, but it depends on...
Yeah, or tell them to go to a con or something. Like, dude, can you imagine going to a con? I don't know. Either that or, like, try to see if he'll make fun of something else that's very similar.
Yeah.
Like, get some, like, anime stuff going, or maybe some, I don't know, get, like, like, Trekkie porn or something, and, like, try to make fun of that with him and see how... interested he is in making fun of that.
If he doesn't make fun of it at all, then you could be like,
Yeah.
There's a lot of moments. I actually have a lot of this in my life because when I was in high school, a lot of my friends made fun of like furry stuff. Like one of my friends actually flat out like said, he's like, you know, the people who are ruining the internet, it's the gay furries. And I just sat there and like, yeah.
Don't worry. I've had that moment of like being with friends who are a bit more straight-laced and a bit more Christian. And having them make a comment of, have you seen those people who wear those dog costumes? Like talking about latex, in my internal internal voice is going, oh shit, oh
I have
shit,
one
oh shit.
Slightly better. I was coming from one of my classes in my college, and one person who I was kind of sort of friends with, but not really. We're just kind of like acquaintances.
Mm-hmm.
He like turned to me, he's like, you know how big horse dicks are? And that's flat out what he said. And I'm like, what am I? I like panicked because I said like, yeah, they're really big. He's like, wait, you looked him up before? I'm like,
cornered.
Well, that's the thing is like humans are like they don't like. One of my favorite things ever is the reminder that I get every once in a while that humans don't know that much about animal anatomy. And like that's one of those things that furries just kind of have a good sense of is animal anatomy. And every once in a while you get that reminder that's like, oh yeah, that's right. Most people probably don't know what like 4, 6
that happens a lot. Like someone like talked about like, do you know how weird like dog dicks are? I'm like
My way
flat out just a sigh, and I'm like, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything.
Well, there's a surefire way to detect a puppy.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
When is that?
Woof.
What?
Woof.
What do you mean woof?
Just bark at him.
No, like just walk past. Like if you have an inkling, just be like woof, and they will either like they'll give you like a side eye, like fuck, or they will literally just blow it off. Because if you do it next to anyone else, they're just like, okay, weirdo. But if they're a puppy, they're gonna respond, and they'll probably be like, ah. I do it all the time with like, if I have an inkling that there's a fur that might be a puppy, I'll be like, woof. And then they'll look at me and I'm like, you're a puppy. It's good.
I liked how my best friend found out that I was both gay and a furry. Because I didn't tell him anything. He just is like sitting there with me and we were talking. And then he's like, yeah, I was like talking about like all the people that are ruining the internet. He was the same person who did that, but that was way after because he was just joking around with me about it. But he like turned to me, he's like, at least you're not gay, because if you were gay, you're going to be like that kind of friend, and you'd be like my gay friend, and I don't know if I want that. And I just looked at him, and he's like, oh, shit. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, okay, well, at least you're not a furry. And I'm like, oh. And I just said like,
what's the next one?
And he's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. And he's just, he was like standing at the door, getting ready to go to his cart, and he's like, I'm going home. I'm good with you for today. I'm like, me too. Bye.
Done.
That's
I still talk to him and we're still friends, but
wow.
we made it was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I thought it was hilarious.
All right, I have another email unless one of you guys wants to jump in.
I had one.
Okay.
I can't log in because I don't know what the password is. You've told me the password 3 times and I didn't know it.
Yeah,
right,
that's the one I was looking at.
Yeah, go ahead.
A new and better life, thanks to the fandom. Hi everyone, I'm Jagard, a red antho dragon. Furry saved my life. I heard this sentence a lot in my lifetime, but for me, it was real. Because of 3 things. First, I discovered the furry fandom one day when I was very depressed. I had dark ideas, but I was pretty close.
I hadn't dark
ideas. I was pretty close. Since I am in the community, I never been depressed again. Since 3 years now.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah, it's good. It's always good to know that the fandom can help someone when they're in a bit of a dark time. Second, I'm French, and the furry fandom had motivated me to learn English seriously, and today I want to become a translator. Very nice. I have a lot of things to learn again, but I'm already doing translation in subtitle in YouTube via
contributions. That's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, English is a very difficult language, so congratulations. Like, seriously, like if you know even like a little bit of English, props to you because it is not phonetically consistent. Like half of our grammar rules aren't actually rules, and it's a very broken, weird language.
It's an easy first language to learn. It's a shitty second.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Third, the furry fandom had boosted my creativity, and now I'm about to publish a book of fantasy, a story about a secret society protecting dragons, and dissimulate their existence in our time period in a world where humans and furries coexist. Just 3 Anfo races for the book I'll publish. That's pretty cool. Like
writing a book?
Yeah, props to anyone who is an artist. Like, it's always hard. I understand your struggles sometimes. Last year when I went to my first furry convention, it was one of the best moments of my life. Thank you very much for all of you. Merci beaucoup in French.
Merci beaucoup.
That was the most American pronunciation, and I'm sad. Yours was fine. Yours wasn't.
Oh, yeah?
I was like, mine?
Yours was like, okay. But it's not merci, it's merci.
Merci.
Merci?
Merci beaucoup.
How much we know.
Parlez-vous français?
Oh yeah, and Nico just sent me that. I should probably put that in the roundup.
I thought you would like that.
It's been going around our tour chats and stuff.
What is that?
It is like a giant marionette like parade that they do in a bunch of places.
And there's a giant like tour bull thing
that like shoots out water and steam.
That's pretty cool.
And it's actually really well done. The proportions are really good, and it actually walks at the right speed. Yeah, I retweeted something earlier. In fact, actually.
That's pretty cool.
That's really neat.
Is there sound?
I don't think so. If we do, if we jump over to my Twitter account, should be on.
There's sound.
Oh, there was sound.
Yeah,
that's okay. Here, I'll play this one.
Oh, it's the same one.
Well, it's just a different angle, but
yeah. Okay. So this is just a different angle.
Different.
But that's what this thing looks like. And the fact that it actually shoots steam out of its horns, and the proportions are good, and it's really hot looking, it is awesome.
10 out of 10 would smash.
Yeah. And the fact that it has arms and it reaches out and stuff.
I love that it articulates. Like,
I would say it would smash you, but
yeah, it would smash you.
No, no.
But it's like really well built and everything.
No, like I like how it's functional. Like it's the way it's walking. It's like moving, articulate.
Yeah.
Like
I like that there's actually the spaces. And
Like
they
the
didn't
gapping?
they didn't cover it with like fur or something. It makes it look more like steampunky.
I was just gonna say the steam.
It would have been cool if it like snorted flames though.
Oh yeah, it only does steam.
Okay, it's probably going for
I love
steampunk
the
things,
like
that's what
giant
I'm
line array
setting.
right here, and like the people sitting operating, and like there's a line array. But like the walking.
I want to be
the
the headed operator. There's somebody up there.
Yeah, you get somebody on the back.
The back person that's like pointing like the steam.
If you go to this Twitter account, there's tons more video of it and photos of it and stuff. Let me see if I can scroll down. Here we go. I think there was another one here. I'm trying to remember. Oh, this is like them constructing it, maybe.
It has wings.
I think that's the wings for something else.
Yeah.
They must have had like a bunch of them.
Yeah, it's. If I'm. Oh, it looks like it's a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're at like a show for something.
It looks like it was a part of a parade, and then at the end there was a show.
Yeah.
Thanks
really
for
sick.
being shit, Twitter. Oh, and it can. Oh God, it can kick up its front legs. That's so good. But like, what I like about it is, and I can't do it with the Twitter player because the seek bar doesn't work that well down at the bottom. But I was playing the video back and forth really fast. Like I was just skimming back and forth. And if you watch its legs move, it was actually moving at the correct speed. Like the legs were actually moving at the correct exact speed. And I was like, oh, it's so good.
It's a lot of. That's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, yeah.
Like.
Oh, and it's got a. Oh, it does have. Well, it's got like a sparkler flamethrower thing.
Flare thing.
If it puts it in front of its nose and it turns into flames, that's sick.
Oh yeah. But yeah.
As if you wouldn't be like, as an operator, if you saw someone on a balcony, just reach out towards them.
Give the high five.
That is just so fucking cool.
I feel like people who like.
There's a shot during the day of the side of it.
Yeah, people who will operate these things are fucking like so good. Like, that's talent. Like,
and it's got actual like hooves on the bottom too.
Like metal.
I like how everything moves together too. It's like the legs are moving, so the torso moves, and it just like fluid flow.
That's the operators. Like that's
I know.
the skill right
but
there.
there's like they had practice.
A lot of practice.
I love the stairs in the back of the rig there. And
that's what I miss in movies these days.
Yeah, that's
full
these kind of
animatronics,
practical effects stuff.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like, God, look at that. That's so good.
Everything's so much CG.
I feel that for the audio listeners, we'll make sure to have links to this in post.
Yes.
But it's basically a giant metal bull tar. It's I guess it's a
minotaur.
It's a minotaur. No, it's not. It's a minotaur tor.
Yes.
Because a minotaur does not have 4 legs.
It's a minotaur with 4 legs like a centaur.
Yeah, it's basically a centaur, but it's a bull.
Is it metal or is it wooden?
I think it's metal.
My guess is metal because of how close they had fire to it, but it could be wooden. It has like the wooden color.
Yeah.
Like it might have like an overset.
Oh, it's France.
Yeah.
Hey, look, an article.
Oh, they had a giant spider
I was
too.
just gonna say.
Oh, what?
Giant
Yeah,
spider.
they had a giant spider.
I like it.
Nope.
Yep. Nope.
I like it.
Burn it with fire.
But what if it's made of metal? It'll just make it like more dangerous.
I love how the New York Times is like, please disable your ad block. I pay for New York Times, so shut up. Anyway.
Why don't you save that article for next week?
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
I'll put it in that, but I'll put it in our roundup too.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Oh, look at this.
Oh my goodness, it's running.
Oh, that is so cool. That's so awesome. Anyway.
I like the people running ahead of it with the steam.
Yeah.
To make it look like it's like.
Yeah. Well, if you like shoot it in a movie or something, that's so cool. I'm just gonna leave that on the screen for a bit. But anyway, but yeah. Well, thank you to the email that we just read.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I.
Well, this is French too, so it can.
And yeah, they're both
connects very loosely.
Yep.
No, not this. This is me looking on Imgur. Don't.
Don't look at my image.
It's pictures of Titanic.
Oh,
stuff.
I didn't think it did.
Don't.
Are you looking at Titanic memes?
No, it's like authentic pictures of the Titanic, and I really.
Did they do another expedition?
No, they're just doing it like some like pictures that they have. So.
Okay, like
of like the
just
areas
released.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's probably been released for a while because it's like ain't very old.
I definitely want to back how furry, especially for this writer, it definitely helped me through a lot too because I discovered it shortly before I realized who I really was and my sexuality, and coming out as a furry and discovering that and everything, going to cons and meeting a lot of like-minded people.
Yeah.
Made my transition a lot easier, and I felt more accepted by going to conventions and being around them. And if it definitely wasn't for the furry fandom, my life probably would have been a lot more of a struggle to get to where I am today. And it's been 3 years. I've only been out for 3 years and been a furry for 3 years. So
wow,
I've come a long way in 3 years.
Yeah, damn.
So
he dove in head first.
I did dive in head first, and it's funny because I was talking in therapy about that the other day, and my therapist was very much like, "You've done a lot in 3 years, so
yeah,
you've done quite a bit. I'd be concerned, but you're doing very well for somebody that has only had 3 years of what you've done. So,
a rapid life change.
Very drastic life change.
What was your first con?
My first convention was Anthem New England in Boston. Their first year that they were open. It was 2015. It was the first year for them.
Go.
And that year I went to Anthem New England, AC, FurPoc, and MFF.
Wow, first year, yeah.
First year.
Damn.
All four in 1 year. And didn't know anybody at all. I just met people as I went through each con and made friends as I went along. And
I remember my first con. I got a hug from a fursuiter and I just started crying.
Yeah, I did too.
I can't even remember my first.
I still have that awe moment when I walk into a convention, especially AC and MFF. Probably MFF the most.
MFF, yeah, definitely.
Because when I walked into Anthem New England and saw all the furries and all of the costumes and the people, I felt at home. I finally felt like I was in a place where I was accepted.
It is like coming home, honestly.
Yeah.
Like there's that feeling when you drive up next to the hotel to get into the parking lot and you see like furries outside the front door.
Oh, yeah.
And you just see fursuiters walking around and you're like, yes. You just get all excited.
It's like, yes, it's about to begin.
Yeah. And like I liked AC my first year. It was really, really good.
Yes.
But MFF, my first year, I cried leaving.
Yeah.
It was that emotionally.
I still
it
cry.
took a lot of emotion.
I still cry.
And it was a good cry. It was not like sad or depressing. It was just a really good feeling.
It's like experiencing, I don't know, it's one of those things where like it's on the level of I don't want to say people who have like a health problem that finally gets fixed or like somebody who finally gets to be normal in that regard, but it's a similar feeling in that like
it's relief.
It's the first time you finally get to experience what it's like to actually have friends who like are like you.
Yes.
And that feeling for the first time is just, and I'm sure there's probably plenty of furries who like have totally normal social lives at the same time, but for a lot of furries, going to a con for their first time is the first time they're ever actually hanging out with people that like are like them.
Yeah.
And it's just it's unlike anything else.
Yeah, and walking around not feeling like you're being judged by what you dress as or wear or anything like that.
And just like the thing that did it for me too is like just walking into the AC lobby and just seeing a couple people snuggling in the lobby.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is fucking awesome. I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, I got a one more email. Probably our last email for the night. This one's called Job Searches by Mafalme Lion. Hello, Paradox. Pharaoh not here. Nico spelled wrong, and then a guess. So really just me.
So if you don't know, my name is spelled Neeko because I can't spell when I was 16.
It's Necro.
No, it's not Necro.
There's no R in there.
There's no R. Shush. Anyway, so I can't spell, so I put 2 E's instead of, an I. And yeah. I can't spell.
Okay.
So anyway, it's Mafalme Lion writing for the first time in a long time. I am in my senior year of college and I'm broke. Welcome to college.
Welcome to life.
Just came out of college. I can say I know where you're coming from.
Yep.
I've been having issues getting a job since school schedule is during some of the most important times needed for my job. I was wondering if anybody knows a good way to look for jobs for a limited schedule, perhaps even remote jobs. For some background information and some more local information, I live in Rochester, which is about an hour away from where we live.
Huh.
I would assume he means Rochester, New York, and go to Brockport for college. So yes, that is right near us. I also do not have a car, so transportation is hard. I understand how hard it is to answer a question like this, but I'm sure you guys have been jobless before. Thanks, Mafalme Lion. I'm going to turn that one to you, maybe?
Yeah. Depends on what you're getting your, what you have your degree in, or what are you getting your degree in. Obviously, if you desperately need money, get something
Bar work.
super dumb.
Bar work.
Something super dumb.
Dishwasher. Whatever, man.
Just get the money.
Something.
What I'm going to tell you to do first is get a car, because
If
you're
you
going to
can.
need it.
And
So save up for it. Don't.
I would say in Brockport, just knowing Rochester, upstate New York is the kind of place where you need a car to survive.
You're
Like,
going to have to save.
It's not like, Seattle or Toronto or New York City or any modern city with public transit. Upstate New York does not have public transit, basically.
So save up your money.
Yeah.
Get a car. That's the first thing I'll tell you. If you're working something shit, work something shit. But make sure you know personally, especially if you're going to feel down on it, because right now that's what I'm doing. I'm feeling a little down about my job because I really hate it. Know that you're only going to be there for a little bit of time. Know it's a stepping stone to what you want to do.
Yeah, and also, as somebody who worked food service myself, I was a dishwasher, you will gain a lot of respect for people who work in food service. I have never tipped higher than I have until after I got a food service job and went, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, that's...
It gives you a new...
Yeah, another thing you could do is, think about, as much as you might, hate a retailer like, Best Buy or, any kind of electronics, try to, if you can get a job that's something that you would be a little bit good at, something like maybe if there's like a computer repair shop in town or something like that, look at those kind of things. And also, if it's your first job and your resume isn't tons of experience, obviously, right? It's your first job. My advice: just put some bullet points on like things that you know, right? For me, like I literally just put bullet points of like various different like technologies that I knew. Like it was at the time it was like web programming languages, and it was like setting up servers and I just bullet pointed all that stuff. And even though that's not something you might do on like a resume for a higher up position, for somebody who's hiring you for the first time, it's good for them to just see, oh, look at all this various things that this guy like claims to know. They might be a little bit more interested. So that would be my advice there. And also Craigslist.
I have more advice too.
Okay.
Because if this person is going for something that's like an actual something with your degree, I wouldn't really say Craigslist. I would say know your professors that you have now. Get to know them really well, because guess what? You're going to need to have them as references for your job, because that's what I did my like senior year.
You were correct.
I got like super close to my professors my junior year, my senior year, so that I can use them as references. And I took extra classes with one professor, even though I hated her. Well, I didn't hate her, but we didn't get along very well because I knew that she could be a good reference, and I wanted to prove to her that I'm actually like competent teacher.
Yeah.
So, and then know them enough and get to know them and like ask them like, hey, do you see any job openings in this career? Can you tell me about it, please? Because I would like it. And then obviously, if you use them as a reference, you get them a gift. Get them like after the reference, not before the reference.
Get them a Tim Hortons gift card.
Tim Hortons gift card. Get them, I don't know, anything. So something small, just be like a little thank you.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to get my people once I actually get like into a job that I want. I'm going to use them again. I used them once, and I'm going to send them a little bigger thing and be like, hey, thanks.
Well, I mean, the other thing that you could do is look for jobs on campus. There could be some, especially, you look at
security.
You could do security.
Food prep.
Could do the food prep in the dining hall.
You're going to hate your life if you do food prep, but you're going to do it.
But
it's like, I've heard from my campus, sorry to completely jump on you.
Don't worry about it.
My campus had food prep at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So just know you're going to be miserable, but you still can have class at 8 o'clock if you have a freaking early class, which I would say I'm so sorry for you. You shouldn't, because you're a senior. Senior classes are at like noon. It's great.
Yeah, I mean,
so just know that.
I mean, there's the bookstore. Sometimes that might
bookstore
need people.
usually hires like out of town most people, like
really?
townies. But you could try It's usually food prep or food service because those are like the dining halls that are open until like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
they're going to get students.
The one thing that I found my lion didn't include in this is what they're in college for.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if we had that,
start building up things that are going to help you in the future. Like I'm going to spoil a thing. I've always been going for kids, and I'm working with kids. That's what my thing is.
Yeah.
So in order to get that ready, I knew I wanted to work with kids way back in high school. So I'm like, okay, first up, I'm not going to post anything about myself and like picture-wise and connect my life to this life. That's why most people can't find my real name unless you actually know me. Then I did like all my jobs, like starting out, I worked food service for a couple years, but I hated it. And then I worked in a summer camp, which I still kind of hated, but I liked working with kids. And I was like, that's a good resume builder. I'm going to work for this for a while because I just need a summer job. And you work it and you use it as a resume builder for the future.
As much as you hate it, at that point in time, if it's something that is going to better your career, do it.
Like right now, the job I'm in is preschool teacher, which don't do. It's annoying. It's dumb. I'm going to tell where the camera is. Is it that one?
It's this one right here.
Over there.
Oh. Don't teach preschool.
Don't do it.
You're gonna hate your life. You're gonna hate your life so bad.
I did the same thing when I was studying.
It
sucks. Like got my what is it called? Oh my god.
Degree.
Not my degree, my
bachelor's.
No.
Associates.
I know what I'm talking about. Shh, hold on.
Your experience, job experience?
Yeah, so I started off
resume, CV.
While I was doing uni and stuff like that. I was doing my apprenticeship to become a chef. So I purposely did that so I would have a backup in case I failed and fucked up. So I started off like peeling potatoes and washing dishes for 2 years.
You do stuff that will help you in the future because a lot of things that I learned from my summer camp job, I used for my other things.
Yeah.
Like how to make a class or a group of kids do something. You might not think it's like if you look at a teacher like just like teaching something you don't remember, it's like you think, oh yeah, that's super easy. It is not super easy. Kids are assholes.
Yeah.
They act it. It's like herding cats.
Yes.
The younger, the more like their cats. And it's annoying. But to get that going and to understand how to do it, the only way you could do it is by doing it. And if you do it in a sense that you're only getting paid like, I don't know, $13, $14 an hour.
Yeah.
There's much less at stake because like.
So if I had to guess.
You fuck up, you're losing a job.
If they're at RIT, if I had to guess.
Something tech.
It's probably
he said Brocksport.
Brockport. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I'm thinking RIT for some reason.
I'm going to look it up. I did
I don't remember what programs they have, but anyway. But yeah, so, when it comes to what I would say is worry less about, your resume or your CV and instead worry about just like getting something that's going to be stable and something that you're capable and stable doing. And as much as maybe a retail job in an electronics store or something like that sucks, if it's something you can do and it's something you're stable at. And you know what? You might get a job and you might be there for a couple weeks and you might decide, fuck this, I'm miserable, and you're done. And I've done that. I've worked jobs for a week and quit. Most companies, when they hire you, they know that you might not last. And so, for instance, when I worked for a data center as a Linux sysadmin for a short while. And if they needed 2 engineers on for a project, they would put 2 engineers and me so that, if IF suddenly wasn't there, I could help out, but they didn't rely on me.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I was there for like 2 months and I was like, I fucking hate this place. And I left. So it's just what happens, man.
Wait a minute. Sorry. Never mind. I lied.
Anyway, I think that's good though. I think it's just,
It's figure out.
Hope you can take some of that advice and put it to use. Like it is very hard doing the uni life and trying to live at the same time. Like it takes a lot, especially if you're doing a full course load.
Shout out to Oreo. I'm going to call him Oreo Bull, who's in our chat. He's a local fur. He's also doing the whole uni and working a job thing. And yeah, I'm sure he can vouch. It's a pain in the ass, but
it takes away. You have to decide if you want the money to have a social life or to have a social life.
Yeah.
Which, if you have a social life without money, I can tell you from firsthand, it's not fun. I did it. I didn't work in college because I worked all summer and then I didn't spend any money in the summer and then I used that money when I was in college. Don't do that. That's a dumb. It's a dumb.
Yeah.
You don't make enough money for...
Anyway, thank you guys for listening to the show tonight. I think it's been good.
Yeah, it's been fun.
I think this is a good show.
I got pizza.
Yeah, we got fucking pizza. I've been your host, Paradox the Red Wolf.
I've been the stand-in Blue Boy Toll Wolf.
I've been your guest, Coda Winter.
I've been the, once again, still not really sure what I am, but roommate, Nico.
You're something.
I don't want to call myself a host yet.
Okay, well then.
I mean, I guess I am. I've been on a few times.
You live here.
A few.
Okay, I've been your host, begrudgingly, Nico.
All right, and shout out to. Is there anybody else out in the line?
TJ, yeah, I think they're still out.
TJ and Astro. Astro
I know you guys can hear us. So.
And TJ for the pizza. Are they in there?
Yeah, they can hear us.
Oh, they can hear us? All right.
Yeah.
Shout out to those guys. You're lovely. Thank you for the snacks. Thank you for the pizza. We'll probably go out to eat after this.
Yep. Yes.
And for everybody else who's tuned in live, stay tuned for the post show. I don't know how long it'll be, but we'll at least do some kind of a post show.
Yes.
So that'll be a thing.
Some calls would be great. I love calls.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Doggo loves calls.
I love calls.
You just love when I call in.
We might be here next week. I'm not 100% sure. Stay tuned to Twitter and our website. Good night.
Good night.
This is the Zana Broadcasting Network.